Military attorney. I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
WKGN 1340, go Vols!
You're tuned in to East Tennessee's premier sports radio call-in show. This is The Drive.
And hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another stellar edition of The Drive here on Fan Run Radio. Russell Smith punching the time clock live in your White Claw Hard Seltzer studios alongside Bob Baskerville, Bear, and Walker Smith. We are ready, just 2 days away from finding out what's in that confounded box.
We're so close.
Great song.
The question that is plaguing mankind for a month now. What is in the Fan Run box? We will find out 2 days from today down at Calhoun's on the river. It's going to be unbelievable. CG is going to be there. JG is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to CG earlier today.
He's hot, so I hear.
He's a little turned. He's a little turned up. I was like,
Oh,
oh my
baby.
God. Like, I have to prepare myself for a Christopher Gabriel visit because he's just on, man. He's fired up and he's ready. So,
I love it.
Yeah, he'll be here actually tomorrow. We're going to hang out a little bit, and then he'll be with us down at Calhoun's on Friday. The list of celebrities that is going to be here for this weekend, unbelievable. You want to hear it? I've got this from a top secret source at UT preparing for an influx of well-known people.
It's the beautiful ones.
Yeah, here are the people that are going to be there Saturday.
Okay.
Peyton,
Of course.
is going to be there.
Of course.
Sure.
Morgan Wallen is going
Big
to be there.
Vols fan. Big
Kinda
Vols fan.
figures.
Luke Combs
Playing in Neyland next year.
going to be
He's
there.
a country music guy. Correct.
One of the best country music guys.
Johnny Knoxville
PJ
going-
Clapp,
is going to be
Knoxville
home.
and Knoxville.
Yep.
You love it.
Artie's boy.
Bears favorite Theo Vaughn is going to be here.
Congrats,
I mean,
Bear.
I
I'm so
don't,
glad you'll
I
get
don't
to
hate
try
him.
it.
I'm amazed that somebody turned just being.
Are you softening a little?
Well, no. I mean, he's still got the intelligence of a rock outside next to the sidewalk. The guy's one of the dumbest people I've ever seen. And he literally, if that's not an act,
this sounds like a lot of hate coming on. I don't hate him. He's just one of the dumbest people I've ever seen.
Yeah, no,
Is that something you say about somebody you hate?
That's what I would say about someone I hate.
Anyhow, Theo Vaughn.
Barry Switzer is going to be in
He's going to be
town.
on the loose and on the prowl.
Yep. Hide your wife, hide your kids.
Yeah. An alert sorority row.
So, I mean, that's just some of the people that we are expecting in town this weekend. It's going to be a time in East Tennessee.
Is it official? Is it like an official homecoming week? Like, is this the homecoming game, or is it just
I think
everyone showing up for this game?
I think this is just the big game of the weekend. And
normally, yeah.
Saturday night ABC. I just think it's a huge game, and people want to be here for it. I think New Mexico State is homecoming.
That sounds about right. It's always normally a squash job for the homecoming game. They never ever want to lose that one.
What would we do if we open the box and all it is a bunch of stuffing and it's like an Apple Watch? That's it.
I mean, well, that's the thing. It could be sticks and stones. Could be a lump of coal.
No way.
It could be anything. I mean, I was told there's going to be significant prices in there, so I would be surprised. That would be pretty disappointing if because I'm thinking we pry that thing open and it's going to be like when Geraldo went in Al Capone's vault.
Yeah.
It's going to be, who knows? That's what I'm imagining.
It reminds me of the crate that the infamous lamp came out of in a Christmas Story.
Yes. We have an update. Let's go to the breaking news desk.
Right off the top.
Well, when we left you yesterday, we had the Mississippi herpes monkey on the loose. We have an update now. This comes from the Shreveport Times. A truck transporting monkeys from the Tulane National Biomedical Research Center crashed yesterday afternoon on I-59 in Jasper County, Mississippi. After the accident, a number of the monkeys escaped. Out of 21 total, 5 have been euthanized. 3 monkeys remain unaccounted for.
At large.
So we had bad information yesterday. We had 1 monkey at large. There are apparently 3 herpes monkeys on the loose in Mississippi.
Also infected with the Hep C,
and COVID.
How can you tell the difference?
I mean,
what is Hep C? That's something you get in prison, right?
No, no. I mean, it's hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. It's a strain of hepatitis. I mean, it kills your liver.
How?
I mean, you 3 knuckleheads. I mean, hepatitis. You know what hepatitis is. Don't act like you don't know what it is.
I know.
All I know is I got the vaccine when I was like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
And there was 3 shots. Mm-hmm. And I never went back for the 3rd one.
So you're probably not fully protected against it.
How can I get it?
Ask your doctor.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if it's something where it's like I have sex with an infected prisoner, or more likely he has sex with me, I'm not particularly worried about that. But if it's something that I need to do, I
don't know. I'm sad to say I have no idea how
it's
transmitted.
I cut my arm on a piece of metal, like a filing cabinet or something. I could get Hep C.
No, I don't know. Maybe.
Back up for a second. You're not worried about the act, or just getting Hep C?
I mean, neither. I'm not looking for. Well, I'm not. What I'm saying is, it's not that I'm not worried about it. I don't want that to happen, Bob. But I don't plan on going to prison.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't plan on involuntary prison sex being a part of my immediate future.
Yeah, I'm just clarifying. That's all.
You do watch a lot of prison videos. So.
I love prison. Just don't want to go.
It's fair.
So, yes, these monkeys are. I mean, I don't think they're going to find them unless they just.
Well, Tulane staff arrived at the scene yesterday and are actively searching the area alongside local authorities for the remaining monkeys.
Why are these things not chipped with like GPS?
That's a great question.
I mean, especially if, imagine just sitting out on your back deck of your patio, some crazed herpes monkey just swings down.
I would be staying inside if I were in Jasper County, Mississippi. I mean, I'd be parking really close to the store. I'd be walking in and out fast.
I know you've got family that lives down there. I mean, like, that's still a very rural state. I imagine they could get lost.
The monkeys or
Heck
people?
Yeah.
What do you, Bear? Yeah, I know you're the doctor here, but if a monkey is introduced into a foreign environment, it has no other state than lost. It's not just like immediately at home. Yes, these monkeys are lost.
I don't think you understood what it said. I think it's going to be really hard to catch these things in Mississippi, of all places.
Yeah. Head on a swivel if you're down there. And we got listeners in Jasper County. Be careful out there. The monkeys, and these aren't like the, hey, we're the monkeys, the fun kind. These are, and I wonder too, the things we do to these animals, like these monkeys they're down there in Tulane. They're stuck in a cage all day. They get put on this truck, right?
They've been forcibly infected with 3
they're
diseases.
They're talking. They're like, well, Bozo, well, Bobo, we've been through a lot here lately. They infected us with hepatitis C, herpes, and COVID for some reason. We're very sick. We're in these cages. Life is, but now we're going somewhere else. It can't be any worse. It can't be any worse than where we just left. And then all of a sudden you're in a horrific truck crash and you're stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Well, thank God they can talk to each other, because that's a new wrinkle. I didn't know that.
I mean, have you seen Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
They can communicate now.
Yeah.
Moving along. So we are very excited for football this weekend. Hopefully the herpes monkeys don't travel quickly, and we can. And that's another thing. If you're playing in like Oxford or Starkville, are you tailgating out there?
I mean, it depends how far away is it
local
from
high school
this
football?
county.
Just saying. Tennessee preparing for Oklahoma on Saturday. We will be joined in hour number 2 by Bob Prisbillo, who covers the Sooners and has a really cool name. And we will talk to him about what's going on down there. Continue to check out the Oklahoma message boards, and Sooner Nation not exactly brimming with confidence as they head up here.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of thing. It's like on social media, they're popping off pretty good. But yeah, on their message boards, Geraldo sent me some screenshots.
Well, I saw that's nice. Well, I saw a Twitter post yesterday by one of the Vols on Sooners, or not Vols on Sooners. Sooners on podcast? Some big Sooners.
Locked On
Sooners, yeah. And they asked, what is your confidence level 1 to 10? And I'm reading through it, and like the first 5 or 6 are pretty high. It's like 8, 9, 10. People just all fired up. But I kept going, and there are dozens. And it ranged the gamut. There were a lot of people who were like not very confident, like 1 or 2 or 5. There's a lot of that. But there are some people who are confident. So it's just kind of like us, man. I think we're a little bit more confident coming into this game, but not by much.
I think we're as challenged defensively as they are offensively right now. I mean, it should make for an interesting, what's going to happen is our defense going to be able to hold their terrible offense. And then their defense is pretty good.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is just Mateer and how healthy is he? Is that thumb still affecting his play? There's all kinds of conspiracy theories out there in the Soonerverse, if you will, about, just what his status is right now and whether or not they've rushed him back too soon. But as we've talked about, like our defense has a way of making guys who might be a little bit banged up or something look a little bit better than they are.
Yeah, but they'll also, somehow get a couple of big takeaways or a big play at the right moment and kind of makes up for it a little bit.
Yeah, we are the ultimate feast or famine defense right now. And it's been a lot more famine, unfortunately, than the feasting.
Yeah, but I mean, our defensive line is capable of taking a hold of your quarterback. It could be his last play, and we'll turn you over. Just not very disciplined on defense.
Hour number 3, we'll visit with Jake Crane of Crane & Company on the show. We'll get his thoughts on the coaching carousel, the hot seat talk, all that good stuff, man. Just a lot going on right now.
There's a lot. Oh, God.
You all right?
What's wrong, Bob?
Whoa.
Fuck up, buddy. It's just Wednesday. It's a little rainy out there. We'll be all right.
It's raining. The Dodgers
It's a rainy
lost
week.
last
We
night.
know.
Oh, is that what you got the Dodgers blues?
No, I'm not so worried about that. I'm not worried about anything, honestly. Just I'm tired of the rain. That's all.
Rain's getting them down.
Yeah. That's
Oh, God.
Just got to look ahead. Just got to look ahead to Friday, man. Friday's going to
Got
be.
to sit here and listen to Bear for the next 3 hours.
Well, you said that, but no, I'm just looking forward to Friday too.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
There's a lot though, man. We got there's just a lot happening. By the way, Ole Miss does play at home this weekend
Against South Carolina?
Yeah, so the Grove could be
So where's this guy?
Ground zero for
under
the monkey infection?
Yes.
Like, how far is it from Oxford to wherever?
I'm just trying to picture all those, like, sorority girls in their beautiful sundresses and guys in their bow ties and everything. And all of a sudden some rabid monkey jumps out of the tree, just
herpes
biting
all over it.
Blood, everything everywhere. It was a beautiful day at the Grove, but then it took like Shelby Foote on the documentary. There was a lot of people out there sipping their mint juleps when all of a sudden the herpes monkey jumped out and proceeded to biting on everybody's faces. It was a terrible affair.
Seeing one of the herpes monkeys sporting a bow tie by the end of it all. Just got the look.
Blood covered.
Andy on the text box says, please use the "oh God" from Bob as a drop.
We might need that sound. We might need that sound.
314. Mark the tape. Oh God.
Well,
just the rain, Bob. You sure?
It's just the rain. Yeah. That's
okay.
all. I'm good.
It should be cleared up. I did see a little bit of sunshine peeking out for Friday.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna
should be good as well. Magic Mike says, send Coach O after those monkeys. He probably eats them for breakfast.
Come on,
I would trust.
Get on my belly.
I would trust Coach O to
put it in a gumbo pot.
Somebody had Coach O, I think he was on the Rich Eisen show today, and asked him if he would be interested in in returning to LSU as the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I was reading the quotes, but you read Ed Ogeron quotes and you hear his voice in your head, and I can't really do his voice, but he said something to the effect of, "Are you kidding me? I can be there by this afternoon. I just got to jump in my truck."
Sounds like Ed Ogeron.
But then they asked him, would you be interested in like being an assistant to Lane Kiffin? Because that's what's more likely. And he said, like, he didn't poo-poo it. He was like, I love LSU, and it's something I would look at. But
I mean, why isn't he on Lane's staff right now at Ole Miss?
Isn't his brother his defensive line coach, Chris Kiffin?
Yes. God, I almost forget that Orgeron coached at Ole Miss too.
It's true.
He replaced.
That's probably why he's not.
Exactly.
I think he can. I think if you're Orgeron, you can go back to LSU. I don't think you can go back to Ole Miss.
Right.
He followed Cut, right, at Ole Miss.
I think that's right.
I believe so.
Yeah.
But like I could see that because the LSU is crazy enough to where like they bring him back and let him recruit and be crazy Coach O, and he would do it, man. Like.
He had to put just really strong coordinators with him. But, I mean, he steered that team to – I mean, it's arguably Ed Orgeron coached quite possibly the greatest college football season with that team.
Well, they're off this week, and they got all kinds of stuff going on down there. So we're looking forward to talk to Jake Crane about that coming up in hour number 3 because is he based out of Lower Alabama or somewhere?
He's in Nashville, but I mean, those are his roots, though, is Alabama.
He's down on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
So he'll have some insight into that, as well as the Auburn situation with Hugh Freeze. Very interesting as the coaching carousel is already spinning. And I had somebody say that there could be like 30-ish Power 4 jobs change hands once the domino effect begins and some of these guys start moving around. Crazy. Absolutely crazy year. Quick timeout. When we continue the Rocky Top Report, we're going to hear from Don Bailey, Tennessee senior defensive lineman, was asked about the defensive woes that Tennessee has been facing. He had some rather candid and interesting comments and assessment of what plagues this Tennessee defense. We'll hear from that coming up. Plus, Lady Vols tip off their season tonight at Thompson Bowling Assembly Center and Arena. Stay with us. It's Fan Run Radio, and we're back with more right after this.
The Drive.
Follow us on Twitter or X or whatever they're calling it these days at Fox Sports Knox. Fox Sports Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Hi, I'm Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group. Are you looking to buy or sell a home? Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or just need a change, it's never been more important to have experienced, trustworthy representation in the real estate process. So if you have any real estate questions, I'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. Call me anytime for a free chat, 865-742-1035, or find me online at bonowshouses.com. The Kregner Group, real estate the right way.
Hi, I'm Jessica Lodgen, one of the hygienists here at Knoxville Smiles. If your children are having sleep or behavioral issues, we have things we can do in modern dentistry that can help not just with their dental health, but also their overall health. Early intervention is the key for younger patients and can avoid costly procedures later in life. If you'd like to learn more, give us a call here at the office and schedule an appointment. 865-539-1776. Or just book online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Fall fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
It's time for the Rocky Top Report, brought to you by the Kregner Group.
Tennessee back out on the practice field this morning, getting ready for Saturday's visit from number 18, Oklahoma. Of course, the Vols hanging in there as a 3.5-point favorite over on FanDuel.
Look at the what do they give you for home field? Just 3 points? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's usually the rub, right? Like about 3.
People say that. I don't know. All home field advantages are not created equal. I think we got a good one, and I think it's going to be turned on Saturday night. 1.5-point first quarter spread, 2.5-point halftime spread.
I expect to
kind of like those.
Really expect this to be a very evenly matched game, I guess. Toss up.
Yes, that is my takeaway there. Tennessee getting some, we're watching these injury updates. Pete Nakos on 3, as well as Chris Lowe, say that Tennessee cornerback Jermon McCoy continues to work to his return this season, barring a setback. The All-American was in pads at practice yesterday, but remains limited.
I guess they're just trying to slowly just bring him along.
Well, I'm looking at that New Mexico State game now. It's like, is that your knock the rust off game? That gives him 2 more weeks. Get in there, play a dozen or so snaps. Just,
get back on the field.
Yeah, get in a tackle, twist on it a little bit, play a little football.
Yeah, cover, turn your hips, dig, stop.
And then get in the rotation against Florida. Probably rotate with somebody. And then
be ready to
turn it loose against Vandy.
Yeah.
Vandy in the bowl or, playoffs of the bowl game, whichever one.
That'd be a big ad going into those last 2 games, man. Huge.
Also, Colton Hood is, quote, day-to-day viewed as questionable for Saturday. He's working through a pulled calf muscle. that he sustained against Kentucky. If he can't go, cornerbacks William Wright, Ty Redmond, and true freshman Tim Merritt are expected to contribute.
Oh, God.
We'll see. He's
That's
out there
scary.
doing it. Oh, we haven't seen Tim Merritt. Maybe he's really good.
Come on. You don't think we would have seen him before now if he was this good?
I mean, he was pretty highly touted. I remember that was a big – didn't we flip him from Miami? Alabama kid, but he was a safety coming in.
I mean, we know what we got with William Wright.
It's true. Meanwhile, starting linebacker Arian Carter, who missed the Kentucky game as he works through turf toe on both feet, has been described as doubtful for this weekend. You just kind of give him a month off and see where he's at, like he's ready to play against Florida.
Yeah, because we got, open date next weekend?
Right. Yeah, open date and then New Mexico. So you pretty much have – it's basically a double bye.
That would have given him pretty much a month off.
Well, it's that time of the year. We're a little banged up. I'm sure Oklahoma's a little banged up too. Everybody's a little banged up once you start getting into November in the college football season. Let's hear from Tennessee senior defensive lineman Dominic Bailey. He was asked about Tennessee's defensive struggles this year, what he attributes that to, and whether or not they can get better on the practice field this week.
Nah, they're definitely fixable. It's just the little things we're messing up on, like just being assignment sound and honestly like finishing just the tackles. We missed a lot of tackles this year, so we got to get better at that.
Is there anything in practice that you can do to improve tackling? Are you guys doing any of those things?
We could do like tackling drills or just go through like the tackling fundamentals, but at the end of the day, you just got to go put your head on somebody, make the tackle.
How critical have the coaches been watching film when tackling is brought up?
Very critical. That's like a big point of emphasis this week because the last couple of games, our tackling has been terrible. So that's something we have been focusing on a lot.
He doesn't sugarcoat it.
No, I mean, how can you? I mean, it's really obvious to anyone that knows football and watches the games. We haven't been tackling well. I don't know what you can do in practice.
Now you said you can do the tackling drills.
Tackling
do more
drills.
of those. I think that's what would be my prescription. Yes, do the tackling drills.
More rear end chewing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it gets any better this weekend. It's gonna be hard without Hood out there, man.
My thing is, I've noticed that we always seem to look, or the majority of the time, completely confused on the back end, like pre-snap. Like I always feel like we're having trouble getting lined up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's on coaching, right?
I think partly
having your guys prepared.
I think partly, like I don't think the secondary would be as. Not just them on the field playing and covering these wide receivers, but. Losing Gibson and McCoy, Hood, this is his first year. He's doing the best he can. He's done great. But I don't know. That's the thing that worries me is we just don't get lined up. Always looks like a fire drill.
Meanwhile, basketball news, number 8, Tennessee Lady Vols opened the second season of the Kim Caldwell era by welcoming in the 24th ranked team in Division II tonight. Columbus State is in the arena. And head on a swivel, because I don't know if you guys saw, but our former coach, Kelly Harper, last night, now at Mizzou, got whacked by D2 Maryville University. Not Maryville College, the Scots over here. Maryville University, I believe, is in St. Louis. And apparently that's their third D1 scalp of the preseason. So Maryville University is just touring around beating all these D1 teams.
Yeah, it's not a great start for Kelly. That's tough.
6:30 p.m. tip-off at Food City Center tonight. The game will be shown on SEC Network Plus. So you pull it up and get your first look at the Lady Vols. Roger Hoover and Nia Butts on the call tonight. Rocky Top Report brought to you by Bo Kregner and the Kregner Group. They do real estate the right way. You can check them out online at BoKnowsHouses.com. If you've got any real estate questions, Bo is the man to call. He can walk you through anything, whether you're buying or selling or both.
Bo is the guy, and it starts with a quick and free phone call. That's right, a free consultation. Doesn't cost a dime to pick Bo's mind and find out what you got to do to get that home listed, sold, so you can move on to the home of your dreams. 865-742-1035 is Bo's phone number. 742-1035. And again, that website, BoKnowsHouses.com for Bo Kregner and the Kregner Group. Real estate the right way. Our phone number, if you want to get on the show today, 865-966-3435. Your phone number to get on, 966-3435. You can call or text the drive there, and we will be at your service till 6 p.m. here this afternoon on Fan Run Radio. Got a hot question for you boys this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
10-2 is the goal. We all want to get to that 10-win plateau. That'll get you in the playoffs, in my humble opinion. And to do that, you've got 3 challenging games left. We'll put New Mexico State to the side. I think we all believe that is a easy win. This week against Oklahoma, at Florida in the Swamp, and then at home against Vanderbilt. Which one of those games is the most likely loss,
Florida,
in your opinion?
Florida and Gainesville, for me. Just playing the history and the odds.
A lot of people who would say Vanderbilt right now.
I think it's Vanderbilt for me.
They're by far the better team, but it's just going to Gainesville, like, which is weighted more, going to Gainesville or as good of a team as Vanderbilt is.
When's the last time we won down there?
God, the 90s?
20 plus years.
Nah, it's what, 2003, I guess.
I think so.
22 years.
I don't know. I mean, and you're right. Everybody's right about the history there. I just think that for whatever reason, I just feel like Florida's much more manageable than typical Florida. But
I mean, I would agree with you if the game were here.
Yeah,
I would vote Vandy, but hell, it may be this weekend. If Hood can't go and Arian's out.
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean,
they're pretty stout defensively. It's what the story on them has been all year.
No, I mean, if you go look them up statistically, they're in the top 10 in most every metric defensively.
Their offense is just completely impotent.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of hope knowing that Lane was able to carve them up pretty good on the road, which is in the rain, which is difficult. And, Heupel is smart enough to just digest that game film and be like, okay, these are the things we can do to them. And these are the areas where we can have success. And this is what we got to watch out for. So I think, and maybe this is Russell whistling past his own graveyard, but I think we're going to be able to move the ball on them. I think we're going to be able to score on them. I know I've been saying that for every game this year since Georgia anyways. Like I don't know. I'm more worried about us screwing it up ourselves with the silly penalties and whatever, dropped passes and stuff that we have shown a tendency to do than I am about just not being able to block Oklahoma or get guys open or whatever. I think we're going to be able to do all that. It's just on us to execute. And then it's a matter of how many stops can you get? Can you get enough?
We're going to have some turnovers as well, I think. Would help.
I mean, this is the thing. It's one of those classic battles of, like I just said, they're in the top 10 in almost every metric defensively. Well, so are we offensively, right? So it's forces collide.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's interesting to see how this is all going to play out.
Yeah. So, I mean, really,
strength against strength and weakness against
we keep
weakness.
sweating our defense, and I'll raise my hand that I have been, but it might be, really the key here is, can we get their defense to break a little, like you were just saying?
I know that, the word is, and we'll talk to Bob Prisbella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job.
No, but go ahead.
About it, the rumor is their safety play would not be if I were coming to play Tennessee with Joey Aguilar.
Their safety play is a weak link.
Yeah, their safety play is not.
Yeah, no, that's that. I mean, how much success have we had attacking the middle of the field this year?
Not much, but he is super duper.
You don't think we've had much success attacking the middle of the field?
Deeper. I mean,
Kitzelman and Staley have made just tortured teams over the middle this year. I think that's that's what's made this season so much fun to watch for me, is just like we throw it all over the dang yard.
I'm just saying Aguilar has really been dialed in on his deep throws.
If they don't have good safety play, like I would be very concerned about that from
their standpoint.
Absolutely. But I mean, it's just, are we going to get out of our own way and do our thing? I thought we I thought we played our cleanest game probably of the season at Kentucky.
Yeah. But they also Oklahoma's defense hasn't been tested in the secondary like they're about to. I mean, you're talking three of I believe it's either the top 6 or top 7 receivers in the conference play for us. We got number 1, I think number 3, and number 7.
In yards, it's 1, 3, and 4 is what I'd seen. So, I mean, yeah, to your point, I mean,
3 of the top 5 in yardage. Yeah.
Yeah. And number 3 is actually an Oklahoma receiver, Satania.
He's going to be a handful. BK Vols on Twitter says, what if it's Lyle Allen Butch Jones's chart in the box?
Butch Jones is ass.
See, I don't know why you would have to bring that up right
now. That came up sometime this week.
Josh's Journal says, I hope the herpes monkeys remain free and live out their lives in the jungles of Mississippi.
That's basically what I was getting at, Russ.
Do you think that's a good environment for wild monkeys?
I think that it's probably close enough,
It can be a long, cold winter down there.
If I lived in southern Mississippi, I'd be on the lookout then, because they'll just head south.
Trying to get into your house.
Back towards Nolens.
That would be, I can assure you, well, with 99% certainty that the herpes monkeys will not be in the box. I feel like that would be the radio promotion from hell. Everybody's down there at Calhoun's. We're all in our costumes. JG and CG are down there. We're all drinking Mountain Lights at Calhoun's. The Vol Navy in the river. It's jam-packed. Sooner fans, and all of a sudden you turn the damn herpes monkey loose in the parking lot. Yeah, that's going to go over real well.
Turns into like a scene from, what is that movie, 28 Days Later or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It would not be good.
I was thinking more like a Quentin Tarantino kind of movie. It's ultra violence.
Charlie wants to know, is Pete Nakos' source on Jermad the same as Bears?
No.
Well, how do you know? You just say that with so much certainty. You have no idea. He might be reading Mustard Tosser as well.
Pete Nakos.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You just immediately no. This guy's a professional journalist. Yeah. He probably has real sources, not made up internet people like me. Another texter says Walker laying the groundwork for some time in the near off future, claiming that he contracted herpes from a monkey. No, honey, it's not like you think. Listen, the crazy story here.
I think I'm a Walker.
I mean, that there will be some hard luck guy who tries to use that. It's like, no, baby,
sure.
It ain't like that. It's just this monkey got loose. It bit me.
I got attacked by a monkey, babe. I'm sorry.
I had Hep C and COVID too. It was the worst 2 weeks of my life.
Hep C doesn't go away.
No.
Ever?
I don't think so.
Neither does herpes.
True.
And they aren't really sure what all the long-term side effects or the effects are from COVID.
Is this a government plot? Like, is this an MK Ultra thing? We're trying to weaponize the monkeys.
That's what I thought was, or weaponize those afflictions somehow. And they're
turn them
testing
loose.
them on the
That's
monkeys.
what COVID was, man. They made it in some lab out in the Chinese. Were trying to create a super virus to kill us. It's kind of successful.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that there would be a wreck or anything. They're not. I mean, there's all kinds of
international
law
buying
and
that?
treaties.
You're buying the wreck stuff, huh? Typical gullible bear.
We sit here at 3:30 on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. You're accusing the U.S. government of doing bioweapon research in violation of I don't know how many treaties and international laws.
Because if there's one thing we know about the U.S. government, it's they always follow international law.
Oh, of course.
Don't follow national law. The truth and the monkeys are out there. 3 of them.
They're on the loose.
Since you're playing this music, what do you guys think about this? The 3-eye atlas or 2-eye atlas, whatever it is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
we have no idea what you're saying.
What's that?
The 30 gazillion ton, like it's some solid nickel comet that's heading here that's the size of Manhattan, traveling.
All right. When we continue, we'll get to these phone calls. 865-966-3435. Your phone number if you want to get on the show. 966-3435. You can call or text the drive. Most likely loss this season, Oklahoma, Florida, or Vanderbilt. The poll is in the field at Russell _Smith. If you want to vote there, we'll give you the early results when we continue next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
You're locked onto Fan Run Radio, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and online at fanrunradio.com.
Join Fan Run Radio for a super spooky Halloween party at Calhoun's on the River this Friday starting at 11 a.m. Tony Basilio will be broadcasting live from the deck from 11 to 1, followed by William Pattison and the Playbook from 1 to 3, and The Drive from 3 to 6. Stop by for lunch or dinner and sign up for the Fan Run Box, which we'll be giving away at 6 p.m. live on the air. It's the dark mode, can't miss Halloween special that'll have you more scared than John Mateer trying to get away from Josh Josephs in front of 100,000. Halloween, live from the iconic Calhoun's on the River this Friday. Be there.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball that scored points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC. .40 a.m. online this afternoon at fanrunradio.com and on your free Fan Run app. A variety of ways for you to experience the program this afternoon. We've got a podcast. If you miss any of the show, go back and check out the pod. It's brought to you by our friends over at Broadway Carpets. You can check them out online at broadwaycarpets.com or one of their 2 area locations downtown on Broadway or in West Knoxville on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi. Hot question in the field this afternoon. What is Tennessee's most difficult remaining game? Oklahoma, Florida, or Vanderbilt? 111 votes cast at Russell, _Smith on X. 48.6% of the audience says Florida.
Florida.
Go Gator.
Yeah, it makes sense. The more I've thought about it, it's what is Heupel's biggest weakness? It's going on the road and beating a team we're better than. That's exactly what that is. And one of the hardest places.
30.6% of the audience says Vanderbilt. Only 20.7% say Oklahoma. So that's kind of the hierarchy. Is there a little battered Vol fan syndrome creeping in and influencing this poll? Probably. You know, I would actually say I still think Oklahoma's a little bit better than Vanderbilt, probably. If I had to guess, if we're playing these games on neutral fields, I would probably rank it Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Florida. But just playing Florida in the swamp, man, is difficult. And, man, it'll be interesting to see how they look. And they did not look great against Mississippi State, but that game against Texas, I mean, their offense is still a mess, Bob, but defensively they're ferocious. So 4 and 5 stars all over that defensive line. When they're motivated and they want to play, and I'm guessing they're going to want to play against us when we show up, they're pretty tough to handle.
They're giving up on average 12.5 points a game. Now, again, we talked about it earlier, forces collide. I do wonder, is this a defense we're going to be able to hang 50 on? I'm not sure about that. So I think it comes down to, we were saying earlier, we're not asking for like some sort of unreasonable, like 180 switch by our defense, but just make a couple key stops, right? Just a couple.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just get in the way a little bit.
Right.
I remember Fulmer talking about offensive line play in some of these big games, obviously way back in the day, 20, 25 years ago. And he was like, it's not, you don't always have to grab a guy by the neck and just smash him in the dirt. Like sometimes you just got to get in his way. I'm talking about offensive linemen. Like sometimes you just got to trip a guy up a little, slow him down, create an extra split second for your quarterback to get rid of the ball. And that can be the difference between winning and losing sometimes. And I feel like the same thing applies to defense. It's like we're not going to go from giving up. How many points a game do we give up right now? About 30?
About 30.
30 or 31.
We're not going to go from that down to 17 a game.
No.
But can you get it to 24, 25 a game? With our offense, like that should be enough to win, I would think. So,
I mean, other than Ole Miss, I'm looking through who all they've played. It's not like they've played a juggernaut of offensive.
No, they haven't.
Teams. I mean,
You're right.
Who's the best one?
We're talking about Oklahoma now?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's, again, that Oklahoma or Ole Miss film study, I would imagine would be quite critical.
It's critical.
To Josh Heupel and his staff this week. 865-966-3435, your phone number if you want to get on the show this afternoon. 966-3435. Which game has you most worried as we stare down the barrel, this 4-game stretch to close out the season? Should have mentioned this on the Rocky Top earlier, fellas, but Tennessee baseball will wrap up its fall season with the final game of its annual Fall World Series at Covenant Health Park. That game time is finalized today. It'll be November 9th, Sunday at 5 p.m. So a week from this coming Sunday at the new Smokies Park downtown. I would imagine with the excitement surrounding Tennessee baseball, particularly now with the coaching change and just everything that's happened, I think, if the weather it's not going to be warm, but if it's not raining, I would think that they're going to have a huge crowd for that.
I hope they do.
I would hope so too.
Playing it on a Sunday is kind of, usually they schedule those games during the week because we did remotes the past couple of years, right?
Yeah, the Fall World Series, it's several games, right? But they made the big presentation deal would be on a weeknight because we did go to a couple of those, but I think it's probably better on a weekend, right? Because people
are off work.
Yeah.
Most people are on a Sunday, so it's be interesting to see what the weather is that weekend.
Gates will open at 3 p.m. for the 5 p.m. first pitch, and you can get your tickets online at utsports.com. So hopefully we'll have a big group down there for that one. Texter said, this is what I love about this audience. We have set the table this afternoon. You've got Tennessee football, huge monumental game coming up. Oklahoma Sooners coming in town, all sorts of celebs in town. It is, our playoff hopes hanging by a thread, must-win game if you want to make the playoffs this weekend.
Right.
We have set up Tennessee baseball talk this afternoon. New coach on the Lady Vols popped the top of their season, and I open up the text box, and all anybody wants to talk about are the damn monkeys.
Herpes monkeys. That's the Drive's audience, bud.
Yes. Somebody says, I believe I saw the monkeys are not infectious. They belong to another entity.
I saw that too.
Are they like cosmic monkeys?
Yeah.
From another dimension?
That's really weird.
On the live chat, we've got a comment from Josh that says the monkeys have already wrecked today's show.
Aldo Rain on Twitter says, imagine the glory if an Ole Miss student jumped out of the student section and ran across the field mid-game in a monkey costume.
That would be pretty good.
If I lived in Mississippi, I would definitely be going as the herpes monkey this week.
On Twitter, Volunteer67 says there is a cure for Hep C now, by the way.
Well, there you go.
I was not in a high-risk group to get that. Not an intravenous drug user.
Never too late to start, my friend.
I don't think that's the thing you want to start, no matter what,
Michael says, why is there no New Mexico State option in the poll? Because, Michael, Tennessee is going to annihilate New Mexico State. We're going to be wearing the smoky gray uniforms with the Davy Crockett theme that some of y'all hate, but the Aggies are not coming in. They're not bringing Diego Pavia with them. He's not walking through that DOA. They're going to get smoked like a Philly blunt in Neyland Stadium next month, Michael. Come on, man. We ain't got to worry about that. We got problems. We ain't got New Mexico State problems.
This came earlier in the show from Josh on the live chat. He wrote, we are at the edge of a cliff looking at an ocean of toxic madness. Lose this game and this fan base is jumping in head first.
Jeez.
It's a little dramatic.
Yeah.
We're staring at a cliff of toxic madness. But I do think that, and I want to get Jake Crane's opinion on this, coming up in hour number 3 is, if Oklahoma loses, I think they're staring at off a cliff of toxic madness. I think the narrative around Brent Venables becomes quite different if they lose this game. It feels like that fan base, just based off what I've seen online, is they're teetering on the brink. I don't know if they're staring over the cliff of toxic madness, but I would say It is a game that Brent Venables, if he loses, the chatter, shall we say, around his status as head coach of the Sooners starts to ratchet up a little bit.
Yeah, look at this. So if they lose to us, they're 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have a bye. Then they go to Alabama. Then the following week they have Missouri coming to Norman, and then they wrap up versus LSU. And we're not sure what to expect from LSU at this point. That could be a rejuvenated team at the end of the season.
Feels like 8-4 to me.
Yeah.
Like, again, that program, they're just used to winning, man.
If they're somehow a 7-5 team at the end of the season, I think that's major trouble for him.
Yeah, but how are they not going to bring him back next year? At best, they're the third best job. I mean, you could argue between them and Penn State.
Who you going to get?
1 and 2, I would imagine, are LSU and Florida and then Oklahoma. This is not a good cycle to be.
That would, this just popped in my mind having the conversation. That would probably be a pretty good spot for Golish.
Yeah.
Like if they can't get Heupel because that bridge has been burned, but they want a taste of what Heupel has to offer. And remember, Golish, I think, went to Iowa State or something like that. He's like, that's somewhat close to his roots. I could see that being a fit.
Oh, absolutely.
All these schools that they're looking for the big name, right? And Lane Kiffin is the big name right now. But I mean, look at what LSU did. They tried to throw money at the big name, and the big name, he just wasn't as engaged, man. And that's why, like, to me, the young up and comer, if he's successful, like this Golish guy, he's on his mission, right? He is hair on fire all the time. That's what you want. You don't want the old guy who's checked out and his best days are behind him.
He's on the Heupel tree.
I don't want him in this league, man. I like being the only Heupel tree guy in the league. Stay with us. Hour number 2 of The Drive coming up next right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Fan Run is giving away a huge prize package.
That's a big box. What's in there?
You're going to want to find out.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Give me the gun. A winner will be drawn live on Halloween during Fan Run Friday at Calhoun's on the River.
To learn how you can earn entries, make sure you're tuning in daily to Fan Run Radio and following us across all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram.
Hey Knoxville! Surfside iced tea and vodka, made with real brewed tea, is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside, or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
It means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Balls.
Have you ever found yourself wishing your clothes looked brand new again? Whether it's your favorite suit, that little black dress, or your comfy winter coat, Crown Cleaners can make it happen. From stubborn stains to delicate fabrics, the expert team at Crown Cleaners uses the latest cleaning technology to ensure your clothes come back looking and feeling fresh. Visit one of their 2 area locations, Kingston Pike on Bearden Hill or South North Shore Drive near Dunkin' Donuts. Online at crowncleaners.com. Crown Cleaners, a tradition of excellence.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit MatlockTireService.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law, 888-707-4282, online at griffinlawdefense.com.
It's time for the Drive's Top 4 at 4.
Hour number 2 of the Drive underway here on Fan Run Radio, and the Top 4 at 4 brought to you this afternoon by Chris Burleson, University Lending Group. Check him out online, smartloantn.com. Walker Smith, what do you got?
At number 1, the public gets its first look at Kim Caldwell's second Lady Vols basketball team since she took over a year ago. Number 8, Tennessee will host Division II Columbus State tonight for an exhibition that will not count toward either team's regular season record. Tip-off is at 6:30 p.m. on SEC Network Plus.
What are we looking forward to seeing out of the Lady Vols tonight?
The freshmen. Just all the new faces.
The twins?
Yeah, the twins. Just this awesome recruiting class that Kim brought in.
I will see if the Cooper gal can really kind of take over a leadership role on our team.
She's our best returner.
Yeah. I think she's our best player, and she's going to play with the ball in her hands a lot.
You expect to make a Final Four this year? What's our expectation?
I'd love a Final Four.
And if it's not, when do we get back there? Because I think that's, to me, as a Tennessee fan, is that unreasonable?
Not unreasonable. I would just say this year the expectation is to be closer to the South Carolinas and UConns of the world, to make it look like we're closer to being on that type of level as a program.
Yeah, I don't know if the expectation, because I still think they're going to be young with a lot of freshmen and everything. But a lot of times under the great coaches in any sport, year 2 is when you see a dramatic jump.
Mm-hmm.
Year 1 is kind of lay the foundation year, and year 2 is when these programs tend to take off. So, I mean, what surprised me, I think that knowing what we know about Kim, that probably is her goal.
For sure.
I don't think she shies away from it. So,
no. And one more point before we move on. It will be interesting to see how, with this much talent and this many new players, how her kind of line substitution way of doing things will work out when you have players that are frankly a lot better than some of the depth that was on last year's team, and if the line substitution method still works when you have more talent and their guys or girls aren't competing for minutes as much.
I love her point of view on this at SEC Media Days when she said, to Walker's point, it was like, this is how we play, and the best players are going to play. The others can go somewhere else. I mean,
I love how blunt she is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the one side of the coaches here at Tennessee we didn't have, like just pure blunt.
It's almost, I mean, it's like borderline too much. Like there's even like sometimes like even Pat Summitt would be sitting there and be like,
You'll need to say
like tone it down, you know?
No, exciting for them to get back next week as well. At number 2, Ed Ogeron, who was ousted by LSU less than 2 years after coaching the Tigers to a national championship, said he would love to return to the school as Brian Kelly's replacement. He said, quote, "Are you kidding me? I'm one phone call away. I just got to get in my truck and I could be there today."
He said, just reach out and I'll be there, like the Jackson 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mariah Carey.
Yeah, there's no shot. He has no shot at this job, right? No shot. Zero. No shot.
Oh, wait, are you being serious?
It's a facility. Just making sure we're all on the same page here.
Oh, man, that's classic.
Just no shot.
No shot.
None.
I do think he'd be D-line coach there under Kiffin, though, if they go. I think that would happen. I think that absolutely will happen if Kiffin takes that job.
Are they still paying him?
No, he comes off the books in December. That's why he's coming out of hibernation.
Yep.
The ogre is hungry. He needs to eat.
Let's get paid again.
Yep. At number 3, Lions edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson is signing a 4-year, $180 million extension that includes $141 million guaranteed, his agent Mike McCartney told ESPN. Hutchinson's $45 million average annual salary trails only Micah Parsons at $46.5 million among non-quarterbacks in the NFL.
Now that they're showing the Lions more in high-profile games because they're good again, they're finally good. Aiden Hutchinson, that kid's a beast.
Oh, yeah.
They were saying during like the OTAs that they had like an offensive condition or a defensive condition where they basically told Hutchinson to back it off because he was going to kill people like that are teammates.
I mean, he's almost unblockable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, is it Brad Holmes, the president up there, that like all the draft, you would think of the Lions and their sordid history. It's always just, a lot of busts. Yeah, Matt Millen. Exactly. And, you look at Hutchinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, Sewell. Yeah, they're just nailing it with those.
Did they draft
picks?
Amon-Ra?
Yeah.
Who had heard of him before they took him? Right.
No one.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell, Terrion Arnold.
Yeah.
It'd be
They're
cool
killing
if
it
they could
in the
win
draft.
If they won the Super Bowl.
It'd be so cool. Them and Buffalo, 2 fan bases that would be really fun.
I'm with you on that. I'm pulling for Buffalo, especially you're too young to remember, Walker, but like Buffalo is just the laughing stock of the sports world in the 1990s.
I've seen the documentary, the 30 for 30 that ESPN did. It's hard. It's brutal stuff.
Bizarre stuff would happen. Like Thurman Thomas lost his helmet before the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
The best running back in the league, one of the best there ever was. How do you lose your damn helmet before the Super Bowl?
Misplaced it. You never lost anything. You've never lost anything, Bear.
I've never been in a situation where I was going to be playing in the Super Bowl. No, Russ. I think I would have my helmet on.
Maybe it was just so excited to get out there. Didn't need a helmet.
I mean, there's just so many bad things that happened to Buffalo. Yeah. But I'm pulling for the Lions. Mm-hmm. So obviously the Titans aren't going to be in it this year.
At number 4, after Toronto tied the series 2-2 last night, Game 5 between the Blue Jays and the Dodgers is tonight before the series heads back to Toronto on Friday. Blake Snell takes the ball for L.A. and Trey Savage will start for the Jays. First pitch is at 8 p.m. on Fox.
What a series.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, Dodgers, somebody had asked me if this is a must-win game. I'd say it is because I forgot they go back to Toronto for the final.
This is the last game in L.A.
Yep.
It's kind of the most stressful postseason game the Dodgers have played since against the Padres last year, it feels like. Because they didn't sweat against the Yankees. They barely sweat against the Mets, and they didn't sweat getting to the World Series this year.
So, Bob, you're saying you agree with Magic Johnson's take that the winner today will be in control of the series?
Yeah, that was in depth,
astute analysis.
I'd say.
I love Magic Johnson's Twitter. It's hilarious. like just 2 days after the fact, so behind anything that's happened, just sends out tweets so late that are just so matter of fact and so planned.
Man, guys on all those HIV meds. I mean, who knows what's going on in that head?
Yeah, he's got some obvious stuff. This comes down to...
It reminds me of the old Booger McFarland memes from a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When a team completes a forward pass,
yeah,
that's a completion.
Well, Collinsworth said some dumb stuff over the years.
This game's going to come down to who scores the most.
Were you aware that he's got some kind of ownership stake in PFF?
Yeah.
We can circle back to that
It's
later.
his company.
He like not just he owns it, he created it.
Yep.
Thank you, Walker. The Top 4 at 4 is brought to you by Chris Burleson with University Lending Group. And if you're tired of waiting for interest rates to drop before you start saving money, call my friend Chris right now and find out more about his smart loan strategy. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, your money goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with Chris's smart loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, his clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Can you imagine paying off your mortgage that quickly? All the money that would free up. Call Chris today to learn more. His number is 865-388-7634. That's 388-7634, or just visit him online at smartloantn.com and turn your income into financial freedom. Again, smartloantn.com. Tell him Fan Run Radio sent you. Bob, there's interesting news coming out of Louisiana today regarding that LSU job, and the politics of this are fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, compliments of Glenn Gilbo with TigerRag.com. That governor's...
He's something else,
He's
man.
swinging some weight, man. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry just said at a press conference that LSU Athletic Director Scott Woodward will not be hiring LSU's next football coach. Instead, it will be LSU's Board of Supervisors. He says, no more Scott Woodward, which I honestly can't say it. I blame him. I mean, the guy's absolutely soiled the bed more than a couple times.
Don't you think that's happening at Florida too? After Billy Napier the debacle, like I can't imagine that they're just going to let Scott Strickland go run the search.
I wouldn't think so either. You're right.
And LSU has a similar situation where they don't have a president right now.
Yeah.
And so that's why the governor's stepping into the vacuum.
I got to tell you, too, I mean, if you think about, and I'll raise my hand, I was one of the ones pretty outspoken a week ago about RAD, but man, you look at some of the track records of these guys we just talked about, Woodward, Strickland, these other guys, it's like, yeah, Danny White's fine, man.
Yeah.
There's things that could be better. We talked about those, but
he's not riding a $120-something million buyout streak. The direct quote from the governor's insane. Not insane, it's just funny. Trey had this, apparently said it. There's video of it. I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next head coach. I'd let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it.
Complete disaster.
Which I would be careful about saying that publicly because I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to pick out a great coach for you, LSU.
The next thing
best
you know,
coach.
Yeah.
Only the best coach.
The door's going to slam open.
Nobody hires better coaches than me.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be hearing on the nightly news that
They hired Brian Kelly. I wouldn't have hired Brian Kelly.
Who would Trump hire?
Tommy Tuberville
or Saban.
Oh man, I don't know, but it would be a circus for sure. Yeah, that's we've been there before, right? Where chaotic dysfunction, who's in charge, nobody knows, weak, ineffectual leadership from your president, your chancellor, whoever. It's good to finally be out of all that.
Right.
We were talking about Golish before the break at the top of the hour there, and the point I was making before we ran out of time was I think Golish is good. I think he's earned a chance to coach in this league, whether it's at Florida or LSU or Auburn or wherever. as a fan, as a Tennessee fan, I'd rather see him go to the ACC or the Big 12 or something like that, just because once you start getting other coaches from your system in the league on your schedule, I feel like some of the mystery is taken out of it, and these guys start popping up everywhere, and they're like, oh, yeah, I've coached in this system. Here's how to stop it. I like having the, Heupel, like he's really the only guy who does what he does. There are all sorts of offshoots of, this all comes from the Leach stuff.
I thought about that going into that Mississippi State game with Levy.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah, I wasn't thinking about him, but
yeah,
I guess.
No, but I mean, we ended up winning the game, but that's a guy for sure who was like, I know what to do here.
No, he knows what you're going to do.
Exactly.
So Golesh probably is going to be in this league, but I'd rather see him somewhere else.
How about this? Nick Saban talked to our guy CeeLo today, Chris Lowe, saying that Lane Kiffin may already have a better job at Ole Miss than he would at LSU or Florida. Said jobs that weren't great before are now. Lane's the first name up for Florida, the first name up for LSU, but I think you can have a long debate on whether either one of those jobs is actually better than the job he has now, because he has some guys over there at Ole Miss that give him pretty much whatever he wants from a roster standpoint. And then he wraps up by saying, maybe you've got alumni who are passionate about football, but are they willing, willing to invest what you have to invest now to win? Because a lot of people don't believe in this blank.
Well, I think that there's something to be said for that. I mean, if you feel like there's a ceiling at Ole Miss, you're Lane, you just feel like, you're not going to be able to go 11, 12 wins in a regular season there, then you could probably do that at LSU.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that is you're under a bigger microscope. The pressure is bigger. And if you have that 9-3, like you go 9-3 till the cows come home at Ole Miss, and it's fine. You just kind of keep building and doing your thing. But if you go to LSU and say your quarterback gets hurt in the second week of the season, and you go 8-4, and like you're going to be held accountable for that in a way there that you aren't necessarily going to at Ole Miss. So that's kind of why I think he might stay.
Yeah, I mean, if they stumble across a donor similar to like what they have at Texas Tech or something like that, then that flattens the earth is flat for sure at that point. It's like you can win anywhere if you get those kind of donors involved in this day and age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That, and he's just, I mean, it seems like this has been as stable as he's been in his career has been in Oxford.
And I'll go back to talking about Golesh. I still think he's not long for South Florida, but they're another one. I think we've talked about this. They have an incredibly, incredibly strong donor base, a lot of money. I think it's conference affiliation that would probably be the reason Golesh wouldn't want to stay there. It's like but there were rumors that the Big 12 might be reaching out to South Florida. And I just wonder if something like that happens, does Alex Golesh then think about staying for the very reasons we're just talking about?
That wouldn't be till for another 3 or 4 years before the
Probably.
Big 12 could make that type of move. There's no way Golesh would wait that long.
I see Golesh going to Florida.
When talking about Lane Kiffin, it reminded me, like, how different do you view the Arkansas job right now than what people viewed the Ole Miss job before Lane took it?
No, that's a good point.
I don't know. Arkansas is always.
I think Arkansas is a better job traditionally.
Like from when Lane took that job to what Arkansas is now, like you could argue Arkansas is a better job now than it was at the time when Ole Miss hired Lane.
Oh, I'm just arguing like historically. Like if Lane Kiffin had gone to Arkansas, I think they would be every bit as good as Ole Miss is now.
Yeah, which is why I'd say like I'd be a little afraid of Golesh. Golesh going to Arkansas.
Yeah. The other
would
thing
scare me just as much.
I saw just some random tweet. I can't remember who put this out. That was, it was a legit source, but it was like saying that Golesh is basically the UCLA job is his if he wants it. Exactly. It's like, dude, you talk about career suicide.
They don't have.
I would rather stay at South Florida than that.
Yes.
That's.
You probably have more NIL support at South Florida. What Bob says.
But an SEC job is an SEC job. If he gets an offer from Florida, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, if Kiffin leaves.
What about Kentucky?
Oklahoma, as we talked about earlier. I don't know about Kentucky now.
I'm going to be taking that one.
I'll be careful.
Yeah.
That's the one SEC job now that a coach would probably think twice for.
Yeah. Bob Prisbillo covers Oklahoma for Sooner Scoop. He joins us next from Norman to preview this weekend's game. Stay tuned. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. Legal expertise you can rely on.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars, Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Are you tired of waiting on interest rates to drop before you start saving money? I'm Chris Burleson with University Lending Group, and I've got a better way. With a traditional closed-end mortgage, most of your payment goes straight to interest, not your balance. But with my Smart Loan, every deposit you make cuts your principal immediately and reduces interest in real time. On average, my clients pay off their mortgage in just 7 years. Call me today at 865-388-7634 or visit smartloantn.com and let's turn your income into financial freedom. NMLS number 332941.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart cranberry. Check out your favorite retailer in-store and online for the White Claw Surge Variety 12-pack and 16-ounce single-serve cans. White Claw Surge. Please drink responsibly.
Back here on the Drive, Fan Run Radio, Russell Smith, Bob Baskerville, Baron Walker along for the ride this afternoon, and Bob Prisbillo covers Oklahoma for Sooner Scoop. Joins us now on the phone. Hello, Bob. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. How's everything going this Wednesday?
Man, I tell you what, it's a little rainy here in East Tennessee. Has been for a few days, but it looks like it's going to clear out for Friday and Saturday. Maybe a little bit overcast, but it should be dry. Great fall weather for a classic matchup between the Vols and Sooners, who, they put on a pretty good show last year up there in Norman, a couple of big games last decade here in Knoxville and out there. And this is with the Heupel ties and everything, it's shaping up to be a nice little SEC rivalry here in the early going.
Yeah, this has been a matchup a lot of OU fans have been looking forward to. I mean, you go back 10 years ago to the birth of Baker Mayfield, basically. Right? We all remember the fourth quarter and the two.
Yeah, we're trying to forget. We're trying to forget here, Bob.
But it's like whenever you talk to any OU fan, they're like, what do you remember? That trip to Knoxville. It's like that gave OU fans a glimpse, an idea of what the SEC is really like. And now, part of it, get to see it every single week. But that was, I think, the first taste, like, wow, this is what it can really, we don't have to go to Lubbock and Manhattan and Amber. Like, we can go to environments like this. Man, that's something special.
Hey, Bob, appreciate you joining us. It's good talking to you again. I talked to you over the last spring, I think, in basketball season. But now we're in football. I wanted to get your take. My biggest question as it relates to OU, there's a lot of questions I have, but this one, we've talked about it here too. You've had your running backs, different ones in the last two games, get back-to-back 100-yard games. But it begs the question of what happened to Jaden Ott? I mean, there was so much. I mean, we talked about it here at Tennessee in the offseason, like, God, we got to get that kid from Cal. And you guys got him. We were like, that is going to make OU dangerous. But he is like, he's beyond a non-factor. What exactly happened there?
What happened there is, he comes in, all the expectations in the world, just like you said. He looks good. Like, we get the first, 45 minutes of the initial practices. Like, holy cow, dude. This is the game changer. This is the guy that's taking OU from, not just contending for the SEC, but being in the college football playoff hunt. Like, this is going to be a lot of fun. And within I think it was going into the full second week of preseason practice, he kind of hurt his shoulder, which was a problem for him last season. And from there, it became a trusting with him and a trusting with DeMarco Murray, the OU running back coach. Like, he knows what it takes to succeed, right? He did it with the Sooners. He did it with the Cowboys. Like, he's done it at every single level. And I think they were waiting for Jaden Ott to sort of wake up. And it's like, you've got to be that guy that we fought so hard to try to get through after the post-spring portal. Like, you can't be hesitant. And that's what happened. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen some of the clips, like when he's been out there. The ones against Texas are the ones that really took off. The way he didn't go for that screen pass as hard as you would have liked, just kind of letting it fall to the ground, or the way that he's missed some blocks has been very, very crucial. And I think it took everyone around Norman, and maybe even around the program, a while to figure out, you know what, we spent a lot of money, but it's a bust. It's a bust, but we have to move on. You've got true freshman Torrey Blaylock. You've got sophomore Xavier Robinson. That is a really nice 1-2 combination. It's not the 1-2 that you thought it was going to be when you were first going into the 2025 season, but that's what you got, and it's okay. And now you got to roll with it as you get into the second half of the season.
Bob Prisbillo, Sooner Scoop, our guest here this afternoon. Yeah, I just remember Ott from the video game last year. Like, this dude's great. And I thought, oh, yeah, that's going to put Oklahoma over the top for sure. And you can't find him with a search warrant these days. Bob, what about Mateer? I mean, obviously, he's been the big acquisition for them. It looked so good before that thumb injury. And then he comes back, and he hasn't, to my eyes, been the same player. He's still good, but he was a game breaker before then. Mm-hmm. Is he still being affected by that thumb injury, or has there just been an element of maybe opposing defenses figuring him out a little bit?
I think it's more the latter than the former. It's not like the ball looks any different, or like he's having trouble securing it or anything like that. Now, he obviously rushed himself, did everything he could to be back for Texas. And he doesn't regret that decision one bit. But that might have been the week where you say it could have been the thumb. But it's also because he didn't take any live practice. He looked like a guy who hadn't practiced for 3 weeks, no live bullets, and just comes into the Cotton Bowl against the Longhorns and is trying to, become an OU legend within the span of a few weeks. Obviously, it went the other way, where he threw these three picks, and it was just an afternoon to forget. But you go to the Ole Miss game last Saturday. He starts out 10 of 11, and he has the long touchdown pass, and he finishes 17 of 33. How do you go from 10 of 11 to then going 7 of 22 the rest of the way? Less than 33%, when it felt like offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle was giving him those type of layups, those type of easy type of reads and throws to keep everything going, to keep that offense humming in the right direction. And he's taking the full brunt of it, the full weight of the blame. He's not passing the buck, but it's like, what happened? And I think that's why it's the latter. I think after teams, once opposing coaches watch the film against Michigan or watch what he did against Auburn, I think there's things they don't know if Mateer can accomplish, and they're starting schematically to change, get the defenses in position to make him make some tough decisions that, as of right now, he has not been able to do. You combine that with the fact that the quarterback run game, which we all thought was going to be a vital piece for OU success as well, that has been diminished greatly here during the last 2-3 weeks. And it reached to the point in the fourth quarter last Saturday where fans were just perplexed as why Xavier Robinson, who just went off for 100 yards in basically the span of a quarter, gets 2 touches in the fourth quarter, and John Mateer gets 4 running attempts. Like, no, if it's not working, you can't force it. And it feels it's been a very strange situation, maybe for Arbuckle and Mateer. They're the combo that came together from Washington State as they kind of figure it out together, what it's like to be under the SEC microscope every single week.
I feel like we're burying the lead a little bit here on our end, but it is good to hear a little more intel on what's going on with the offense. But let's talk for a minute about Oklahoma's defense, because we've watched our defense struggle a little bit here, and a lot of that's because of personnel injuries. It just runs the gamut. You guys, I look at all these metrics. There's a lot where you guys have a number 1 ranking by your names defensively. Is part of that, we obviously know players like Mason Thomas and others. I mean, it's a stacked defense. You guys got dudes, but is part of it kind of the thing that has befallen Tennessee? Have you guys just been able to stay healthy on the defensive side of the ball?
They've been able to stay healthy, and truth be told, I mean, let's get real. The OU defense going against opposing offenses before last week, nothing to write home about. The best one was Michigan, and that's barely top 50. I think Michigan's now out of the top 50 going into this week. So, yeah, they're really good, and they are. They're sound, they're deep, they're at least like 2 or 3 deep at certain positions, but they hadn't been tested in a real way until Trinidad Chambliss did what he did and carved them up for 300 yards passing. They go into that game allowing 213 yards per game. They give up 431, so it's 2 times more than what they're used to seeing. They drop from the number 1 total defense to the number 6, and you tell OU fans, Ole Miss was the number 8 offense, and now Tennessee is the number 3. So it's a game for OU fans where they see question marks on both sides. Like, John Mateer needs to wake up and play at a level like he did in the first month of the season. And if the OU defense is as elite as everyone told them that they were throughout the first 6 games of the season, this is the night where it has to show. Because they just got humbled a bit by Lane Kiffin, the Rebels. Now they need to show that they can bounce back and put up that type of performance that OU fans have been accustomed to seeing throughout the entire year. And it's very strange. As good as they are, they get like 0 takeaways. They have 4 for the entire season. They have 6 of the 8 games where they haven't registered a takeaway, which has almost forced them, almost have to be perfect. Like, you're always out there on 3rd down, 4th down. There's been no shortcuts. And, if they can't get a turnover Saturday night, I think it might be a long one in Knoxville.
Talking with Bob Prisbillo, Soonerscoop.com, where he covers Oklahoma. And Bob, let's talk a little bit about Brent Venables and his status there at Oklahoma. I saw Andy Staples from On3 put out a list of the 10 coaches on the hot seat, top 10 coaches on the hot seat. Venables was number 10. And just wondering, like, what the vibe is generally from the fan base around Brent Venables and his long-term future at OU.
You know, it's a strange one, just because, you know, half the fans want him out now, and then half are like, you know, he's done so much in terms of the goodwill, the culture is there. It is established. Like, this feels like a program that, like, a mom and dad can be proud of once again, instead of like the way it was kind of going off the rails under Lincoln Riley, winning a lot of games, but doing a lot of things, taking a lot of shortcuts, and not having the type of accountability and culture that people were looking for. But now you're in the SEC, and people just want wins. And they love the 3.0 GPA and all that other stuff, all the stuff they're doing in the community, but you got to get some wins. And, you know, he avoided it with Michigan, and he got through Auburn, but then you laid the egg against Texas for the third time in 4 years. And now you've lost a home game against Ole Miss that was very winnable and would have kept you in the playoff race. So you look and it's like, yeah, the coaching carousel is going to be nuts. Obviously, it already is. And so I don't know if you want to, you know, mix yourself in with that batch, and like, what sort of name could you find during this coaching cycle? But the patience is wearing thin. There's no doubt about it. You look at it like, no OU fan wants to talk about it, but 6-1 could be 6-4 very, very quickly, as OU has a bye week next weekend before going to Tuscaloosa, you know, out after OU destroyed Bama last year. That's a trip I'm sure the Tide are definitely looking forward to the Sooners coming to town. So as much as you love the first month of the season, we're not at that point now, and it could get rough here very, very quickly.
Yeah, we were talking about that, Bob, and I wanted to get your take. I mean, you just mentioned it. They could be 6-4, and then your last two games are against Missouri and LSU, and who knows what to expect from LSU. But I mean, what's the threshold, in your opinion, for where, at a minimum, the fan base and maybe the administration says enough is enough? Is it 8-4 or is it 7-5?
8-4, and I think Brent stays. And I think that was sort of what we said in June and July. And even though he hasn't, you know, it was 8-4, and then it's like, well, what kind of wins were they able to get? And if it's 8-4 under what the schedule is right now, it's like, well, there weren't that marquee wins, but at least you didn't have that, like, embarrassing, like, oh, what the heck happened here type of loss. Like, you put 7-5. I mean, I'll give Drink a lot of credit for the way the Tigers fought against Vandy, but if Missouri doesn't have a quarterback and LSU is in shambles, and you lose one of those two games and you're at home, that's going to be a very rough way to end the season. And I've been talking about this a lot throughout the course of this week. OU starts 6-1. If they go from 6-1 to 7-5, there is not one OU fan that's going to want to go to that bowl game. Doesn't matter where it is. Like, you're great. You're going to a bowl game. That's always, you know, something that OU prides itself on, the streak that it has going. But that would be just a limping to the finish, to the 7-5 to me feels like changes have to be made. 8-4, you did what you were supposed to do. If you get to 9-3, then you're feeling incredibly comfortable, and then you're trying to probably even politic for the playoffs, saying, you know, material was hurt against Texas and things of that nature. But yeah, you got to at least go 2-2 here during this final month.
Bob, I'm going to ask a question that's probably going to irritate some of our listeners here, but if things were to go south with Brent Venables and they were to make a coaching change, whether it's the end of this season, next season, whenever in Norman, would Josh Heupel be a name that Oklahoma fans would want to see come back to Norman? And is that even possible given the way things ended for Heupel being fired by Bob Stoops there?
Right. I mean, it's all sorts of interesting there. And the other layer to OU at this moment is the athletic director spot. As we know, Joe Castiglione is on his way out. So you look, who's making the hires? Like, where is this administration, this program going to go from this point? And Jim Nagy was brought in from Senior Bowl to be the general manager for football program? Is he the one that's kind of going to be making the hires from this point forward? It's, I thought, man, if OU loses to Michigan and Auburn and has a lame duck athletic director, that's going to make things really, really tough. They got through that first month, but now we're going into the final month of the season, and we're wondering, as things go off the rails, what happens in terms of Brent's future. But then who's going to make that ultimate call if Castiglione is about to leave? Like, that alignment that has always been there for years and years and years. It's something that Bob Stoops used to talk about all the time with the president, the AD, football head coach, all in alignment. With that finally being split up as much as it possibly can be in Norman, like, you don't know if Jim Nagy is going to be the one making the calls. What's he going to be looking for more than anything else? For the first time, like, if there is any sort of coaching move in Norman, people that have covered the team for years and years and years, we don't know what direction they're going to want to go.
I have one more question for you, and I'm going to jump to basketball season because that's where we first met, was talking ball. Last year, Porter Moser, I think there was a lot of talk that he might be under fire, and then you guys got into the tournament and actually were a game opponent. As I recall, you gave UConn a pretty tough game. But I think a lot of players are gone from that team last year. I mean, how do they set, just very top line, how's that team looking heading into this season?
This is the best team on paper that Porter Moser has ever had. And I think a lot of it is from the revenue sharing, the way that worked out, because they got guys, I'll be honest, the last 2-3 years, they're going for Nigel Pack from Miami or Tay Davis from Notre Dame. They can't win. They can't win that bidding war. They're not even in it. It's nice that they're trying to make something happen, but there's no way they're going to get it. Instead, they got those two. They got Darion Reed from Bama. Like, they're feeling really, really good about the guys that they've been able to bring in. The funny part is, of course, the best team on paper for Porter Moser means they're preseason 12th in the SEC poll, where last year they were 15 and they played above it. If you feel so good about, seriously, now that he enters his 5th season with the Sooners, this is the most positive momentum this program has had under Moser, yet it's still just number 12 in the SEC. Now, we feel confident that 12 in the SEC is probably going to make the tournament and really not even be, flirting with the bubble. But very, very interesting to see what happens here. Their non-con is really loaded, but not in Norman. They've got so many tough neutral site games. They go Spokane to face Gonzaga in the first weekend of the season. They play Marquette in Chicago on Black Friday. They're really challenging themselves, because we all know you can scuffle a bit when you get to SEC conference play. So if you have the nice non-con resume to go with it, give yourself a little bit more of a breathing room, or some mulligans in case you're not always up to par when it comes to the conference slate. But this team looks really, really good on paper. Now we just need to see it in action.
Bob, really appreciate the time. Any other thoughts you have on the matchup this weekend in Neyland that you find interesting, maybe we didn't ask about?
The Tennessee receivers against the OU secondary. Oh, I'm excited to see it. The OU corners have been pretty good. The safeties in coverage have not. So I'm looking for Josh Heupel to come up with some very clever ways of attacking it, because obviously you can't just focus on one guy. And if it's not Staley, it's Matt. All those guys that the Vols have, I'm very curious to see if OU can't hit home with its defensive line and make it rough in that regard. What's the coverage going to look like? That's, for me, I circle that. I underline it time and time again. That's the matchup I cannot wait to see.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier as a potential point that Tennessee might be able to exploit. And it sounds like the Vols and Sooners kind of share the same affliction in that regard. I'm not. If you're a fan of great safety play, maybe Saturday's game not the game for you.
Correct.
But
yes,
Tennessee's got a lot of problems on the defensive side of the ball, but safety's right up there. So, Bob, we really appreciate the time. Bob Prisbillo, he's Soonerscoop.com, where you could go find the work. Really appreciate the time, my man. And are you coming up for the game?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, safe travels, my friend, and enjoy beautiful East Tennessee.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Bob Prisbillo, Soonerscoop.com, joining the festivities this afternoon. An enlightening conversation there. Sounds like the reports of trouble at the back end of the Sooner defense have not been exaggerated.
Feels like both fan bases are going into this game thinking the same thing, very negatively.
our
Well,
quarterback's better.
If you're a fan of quarterback or a safety play, not the game for you. If you're a fan of just offensive football and scoring points, I think we're going to see. What was that game when they came up here? That was like tied at 17. I think they won 23-17 in overtime or something like that. I don't think it's going to be in the 20s.
No.
Saturday. I think somebody's going to put up a big number.
An old Big 12 shootout kind of game.
All right, quick timeout. You're listening to The Drive. More Fan Run Radio coming up.
The Drive. Catch up with all things Fan Run by subscribing to our podcast feed. Like, rate, and download the show from the Fan Run app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Join Fan Run Radio for a super spooky Halloween party at Calhoun's on the River this Friday starting at 11 a.m. Tony Basilio will be broadcasting live from the deck from 11 to 1, followed by William Pattison and the Playbook from 1 to 3, and The Drive from 3 to 6. Stop by for lunch or dinner and sign up for the Fan Run Box, which we'll be giving away at 6 p.m. live on the air. It's the Dark Mode Can't Miss Halloween special that'll have you more scared than John Mateer trying to get away from Josh Josephs in front of 100,000. Halloween, live from the iconic Calhoun's on the River this Friday. Be there.
With over 60 years of experience in the industry, Merritt Garage Doors has a wealth of expertise in commercial overhead doors in the East Tennessee area. Merritt offers a wide range of door styles like sectionals, rolling steel, high-speed, and sheet doors. They also supply and install a wide range of dock equipment. If your business is in need of overhead doors, no matter the type, look no further than Merritt Garage Door, Knoxville's best and most trusted overhead door company. Contact them anytime for a free estimate at 865-933-5319 or online at merrittgaragedoor.com.
It's time for the North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week. Brought to you by North Knox Siding and Windows. Call 865-689-0505 or visit them online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
This week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week is Central High School wide receiver Torrin McAfee. McAfee helped lead Central to a wild 40-39 win over William Blount last week. McAfee had 9 catches for 270 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Bobcats improved to 7-2 on the season. Central High School's Torrin McAfee, this week's North Knox Siding and Windows High School Football Player of the Week.
North Knox Siding and Windows, locally owned and operated. They can handle all your siding, window, gutter, and roofing needs. Call 865-689-0505 for a free estimate or go online to northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
Citizens National Bank.
We believe a good game plan is essential for success. With a CNB Plus Perks checking account, you'll save money with cell phone protection, roadside assistance, identity theft protection, and more. Banking at CNB has its perks. Find out more at cnbtn.com.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Your smile says it all, so make sure it's saying the right thing. At Knoxville Smiles, we believe healthy teeth mean happy lives. Invisalign is a clear aligner orthodontic treatment that gradually straightens teeth without the use of traditional metal braces. And now, at Knoxville Smiles, we're offering Invisalign special pricing for new patients. Call for details at 865-539-1776 or just visit us at knoxvillesmiles.com. Don't wait another day to love your smile. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Afternoon. So we were talking about this, the governor of Louisiana, Jeff Landry.
Yeah.
And he has said today that Scott Woodward, the AD at LSU, is not going to be making the hire to replace Brian Kelly. And Bob, you and I were talking about like how emasculating that must be publicly. Yeah. Like, that's probably a sign that you're on your way out, is when the governor is saying like the main thing an AD does, we're not going to let him do that.
Yeah. It's the problem is numbers don't lie, right? I mean, this guy's been responsible for almost $130 million in buyouts.
Yeah. Well,
that's incredible. And if I'm I get why the governor is involved. We talked about that too. In a state like Louisiana, man, it's just hard-earned money. It happens in any state, of course, but this guy, I'd probably want his head.
Well, this is listen to this. This is the audio from the press conference today where he said, because he's saying it in a response to a question.
Play it.
This guy is, first of all, he is what they call down there red ass.
Yeah.
But he's also, this is political. Like he is playing to the base right now. Listen to the way he talks about Scott Woodward.
The first question is absolutely correct. We are not going down a failed path. And I want to tell you something. This is a pattern. The guy that's here now that wrote that contract cost Texas A&M $70-something million. Right now, we got a $53 million liability. We are not doing that again. And you know what? I believe that we're going to find a great coach. Maybe we'll let President Trump pick it. He loves winners. I'm not going to be picking the next coach. But I can promise you, we're going to pick a coach, and we're going to make sure that that coach is successful. And we're going to make sure that he's compensated properly. And we're going to put metrics on it. Because I'm tired of rewarding failure in this country. And then leaving the taxpayers on the foot, to foot the bill. So, I absolutely. Who's that? Scott Woodward. No. I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach.
All I can think of is I'm
Bobby Boucher.
Well, Bobby Boucher, kind of a cross between Bobby Boucher and I'm dating myself, Foghorn Leghorn.
I'll say it. Well, I ain't no chicken.
Oh man, Walker doesn't get that. His generation didn't grow up.
No,
on
I have
classics.
no idea what you're talking about.
You never seen Foghorn Leghorn?
No, I've never heard of it.
The chicken, boy, I said, get on over here.
The chicken hawk.
Yeah,
I ain't no chicken.
That's what I used to call. We'd have really rambunctious young guys on the job and stuff. I'd be like, "Hey, he's a chicken hawk, man." Just getting in the mix on everything.
But I'm just trying to imagine, like, in our time of crisis, like Governor Lee, he's getting up there and holding a press conference, being like, "No, Philip Fulmer is not hiring the next coach."
Yeah.
No, it's so bizarre to me that situation has become politicized to that degree.
Kind of wish he did.
I feel like
that's a good point.
If he did,
We're working like heck.
If Lee had done anything we disagreed with, we would have turned on him. He's a Barner.
Well, that guy's slick though, because you heard what he slipped that. Well, I'm not going to be picking the next coach.
Yeah,
if it goes bad, it ain't on me. But if it goes well, damn good and well, he'll be out there front and center, like, yeah, I'm the guy. I wouldn't let Scott Woodward pick this coach.
Is that going to make it harder? You think after that? For them to hire somebody?
Who? I mean, like it might make it harder for Nick Saban or Urban Meyer, but they're not getting that level of coach. I mean, Alex, it's not going to scare Golish off.
You think it'll scare Kiffin off?
No. Kiffin's not going to go in there without one of those huge, crazy buyouts.
I mean, it gets back to what Chris Lowe was saying about Ole Miss and the devil you know. And, I mean, who knows what his relationship is with the AD and the president and all that stuff there. If it's good, there might be a part of me that looks at that and say, you know what, that situation at LSU, yes, it's a great job and there's a lot of talent down there, but that's dysfunctional. And the AD is obviously on his way out. I don't know who my boss is going to be.
I was thinking about the fact, what you were just referring to, what Saban had told CeeLo. And I wonder if Saban's talked to Lane. I bet you they have.
Sure. He's talked to Ogeron. All these guys are talking. That's a close-knit fraternity.
Yeah.
They're talking.
They've got that text group they've talked about with Saban, Kirby, Lane.
I don't know that he's putting it in there, but he might have more direct communications with people. Oh, man, to have access to Lane Kiffin's cell phone. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Somebody, Larry from Rogersville, just said on the text box, because this is apropos, I think. He said, I just got to say thank you once again for everything that you did on Shiano Sunday. There's going to be some schools probably making some really questionable coaching hires that don't have guys like you on the air to stop the ignorance like you guys did. God, this was nice. I wasn't here for this, so you guys should soak it in. You all are sports radio legends. Yeah, and what you did,
kind of a big deal.
And what you did for the University of Tennessee football program that day will never be forgotten by some of us. Love you guys.
It was like something out of
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. It's like something out of, the movies or so. I don't know, when they have a coup over in Africa.
Yeah.
Like between us and our boy Tony B, we controlled the radio and we were directing the mob.
Yeah, but definitely what's under all of that is there's going to be some chaos going on at some of these schools.
Yeah, well,
thankfully it's not us.
And with we were just beneficiaries of the new technology and streaming in particular for that situation, and that stuff is so widespread now. If somebody makes a bad hire, and there's going to be so many hires, and there's so few there's not enough supply to meet the demand for great coaches right now. So some of these big name schools are not going to be able to get the guy they want.
Yep.
Somebody might get Shiano. It'll be an interesting couple of months. Stay with us. The drive continues. Hour number 3 coming up.
The drive.
Fan Run is giving away a huge prize package.
That's a big box. What's in there?
You're going to want to find out.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Give me the gun. A winner will be drawn live on Halloween during Fan Run Friday at Calhoun's on the River.
To learn how you can earn entries, make sure you're tuning in daily to Fan Run Radio and following us across all of our social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok, and Instagram.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area, from Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive. Even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Are you ready to make your dream home a reality? Hi, I'm Bo Kregner, and here at the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, we know that finding the perfect home is more than just a transaction. It's about finding your sanctuary, your future, your happiness. Our team is dedicated to guiding you every step of the way, ensuring a smooth and stress-free journey towards home ownership. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we're here to help. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or just visit us online at bonowshouses.com.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, Hit Tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
It's time for The Drive's Top 5 at 5.
Quitting time on your Wednesday, 5 o'clock here on Fan Run Radio. Thanks for tuning in today. My name is Russell Smith. We got a full house in your White Claw Hard Seltzer studios today. Bob Baskerville, Bear, and Walker Smith, who's got the Top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Knoxville Smiles. Walker, hit it.
At number 1, on threes, Pete Nakos and Chris Lowe reports that Jermod McCoy continues to work to his return this season, barring a setback. The All-American was in pads at practice on Tuesday, but remains limited. He also reported that Colton Hood is day-to-day right now, and Arian Carter is still recovering from injuries to both feet.
I mean, just imagine if we had all three of those guys full health playing right now, like how different
McCoy, Gibson, and Carter?
I mean, are those...
McCoy, Gibson, and Hood. Like, I mean, if... I don't think that we're the top 10 defense we were last year with just those three, but we're not.
We're league
100.
average.
You know, we're not 99th or whatever we are right now.
No,
Yeah,
we probably would have beaten
40s
Georgia.
or 50s in there. Yeah, holding teams to, 300, 350 yards a game, and we would have beaten Georgia.
May have beaten Alabama.
They might have.
I mean, yeah, if we have someone else other than the last couple of games of Ty Redmond on the other side of the field to kind of help mask the bad safety play, then it would have been incredible. Like, that's what Jermod and Colton Hood would do on both sides of the field, is they would be able to make up for mistakes.
Ricky Gibson in there. I mean,
exactly.
There's a difference between excuses and reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're evaluating Tim Banks, I think you have to take it. Those are reasons. They're not excuses. 3 borderline All-America corners on your roster, and you might not have any of them available Saturday. That's a reason. So, has to be taken in. I'm not covering up for Tim Banks. He's a big boy. He makes plenty of money. He can handle the heat. But he's also not got a full quiver of arrows.
If he had all these guys and our defense was this bad, then by all means, I'd be the first in line.
At number 2, Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry said at a press conference today that LSU Athletic Director Scott Woodward will not be hiring LSU's next football coach. It will be LSU's Board of Supervisors. Brian Kelly was fired earlier this week after LSU's game last weekend.
I say, Scott Woodward will not be making the next hire. I do declare.
I don't know. Whenever I hear board of supervisors or board of people that might not be football people or the ones hiring, it's a bad sign.
I saw a video on YouTube today of Ryan Fitzpatrick interviewing Andrew Whitworth. He played there for a long time, played at LSU. And he was asking him his thoughts on this, and he was basically saying, you've got all these players. Kelly was one of these guys that never let the former players around and kind of closed off and all that stuff. And he was like, why wouldn't you have some of the former players on like a committee and get their thoughts on who the next coach is? So it's a very divisive thing and very reminiscent of a couple of the coaching changes that we've gone through here in the last 15 years or so.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's the perfect comparison would be like, compare what people are saying about Brian Kelly to what people are saying about James Franklin after they both got fired. Like, has anyone had a nice thing to say about Brian Kelly since he got fired?
No, that's an interesting point, Walkers, because, people, it's like they fired Franklin reluctantly.
Yeah.
Like, all you hear is about what a great man in the community he was, working with kids.
How much he cared.
Yeah.
And then on the contrast, how much Brian Kelly, frankly, didn't care.
Yeah.
Like not having relationships with former players and all that stuff. It's
with current players.
Exactly.
Players that leave there and say the worst things about him, like what a nightmare he was to play for.
Yeah, those stories that get told right after people get fired tell a lot. Yeah. Yep. At number 3, Tampa will host the College Football Playoff National Championship game at Raymond James Stadium in 2029. The College Football Playoff announced today. Tampa will become the 4th city to host the college football title game for the 2nd time, joining Atlanta, New Orleans, and Miami Gardens.
Tampa's already hosted it once?
Yeah, I don't remember which one.
Neither do I. That's wild.
No, I'm trying to think of which one it would have been. When was the last time it was outdoors?
I don't know.
Probably either the Rose Bowl or
Miami hosts a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last time it was in Florida, I would imagine.
There you go. At number 4, some news and notes from around the NFL. Quarterbacks Bryce Young and J.J. McCarthy are set to return to their respective teams on Sunday. Raiders tight end Brock Bowers was a full participant in practice and is expected to return after the bye. And finally, the Browns said there is, quote, no chance that Cleveland would ever consider dealing Myles Garrett by Tuesday's trade deadline, saying, quote, people have a better chance at winning the lottery.
Did you see the Scadaboo injury?
I mean, which one?
Open tibia fracture.
Dislocated
ruptured
ankle.
deltoid ligament.
Yep.
In addition to a right ankle dislocation.
Yeah, he's
complete disaster.
All broken. Everything in that area.
And that's when it's down on the ankle like that, and you get into all those foot bones and the joints and everything. Like that's.
It'd be lucky to walk straight again.
Yeah.
Let's play football.
Oh man, I hate. He was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him. I love Cam Scadaboo. He's one of my favorite college football players that I've ever watched.
And we're not even Sun Devils, but I think we all like. That's just he had that throwback all-star Tom Rathman, Moose Johnston kind of thing going on.
Speedhead football player,
where he's just a wrecking ball. Any other white fullbacks I can
Peyton Hillis.
There you go.
Yep, those types of guys.
It's like a 12-month recovery period.
Toby Gerhardt.
It's going to be
Corey Schlesinger.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long time before we see him back on a field again, to say the least. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play at all next year, too.
Greg Amsler.
Wow.
Will Bartholomew.
Ooh.
Hey, listener Jesse said the other Tampa national championship game was Bama versus Clemson. I'm not sure which one, but he said it had a super late kickoff time.
No, I think that was the first Clemson one with the throw to Renfro in the corner.
Yeah, yeah. When Renfro was 23.
Play?
Yeah.
And at number 5, the monkeys in Mississippi aren't the only ones that recently escaped. A pet monkey got loose from its owner at a Spirit Halloween store in Texas and spent more than 30 minutes swinging from the rafters and poles.
Nice.
Arlene Pinkston said she and her daughters were shopping at the Halloween store in Plano when they spotted the monkey. A Spirit Halloween employee said the monkey was apparently spooked by an animatronic display and fled from its owner. Police said the monkey was not injured and did not pose any danger to the store's human customers.
So that's on brand, too, that a Spirit of Halloween location would be involved in this.
Barry, you ever been to Spirit Halloween? Mm-mm. Oh, you'd love it. You should go down there today. It's in the old Circuit City. They move locations. It's in a new spot every year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like a fireworks store, but for Halloween stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
What do I need to go there for?
It's a dang freak show.
People like you, I imagine it is.
You'd love it. That's not nice. Completely
I'm
uncalled for.
Sorry.
If I'm a monkey and I get loose in one of those warehouses with all those like rafters, like that's the best place.
Like a big box store.
That
like
would be
Sam's
awesome.
Club
You
or
just
Walmart.
swing around the top there.
Plenty of food.
Like Dick's Sporting Goods or
Going,
gone.
there.
Yeah, man. That would be outstanding.
I'm starting to think these monkeys are communicating with each other, too.
They might.
That's what I'm telling you. They chat. He's like, I tell you what, man, you ever get loose from your owner, you want to do it inside the Spirit Halloween.
Yeah.
All kinds of raptors swing around there. It's just like being in a jungle. No chance of being eaten by a lion.
None.
It's great.
0 predators are there.
Hit me up on text. We'll meet up.
Thank you, Walker. That is the top 5 at 5, brought to you by our friends at Knoxville Smiles. It's where I've been going to the dentist for about 5 years now. They do a great job at Knoxville Smiles. Routine dental cleanings. You need to get fillings, crowns, bridges, implants. They do it all right there at their state-of-the-art West Knoxville facility on South Peters Road, kind of across the street from where the Spirit Halloween is this year. So check them out online, knoxvillesmiles.com. You can book your appointment there or just call them at 865-539-1776 to set up your appointment today. Tell them Fan Run sent you. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles. Getting ready for the big box reveal here in about 48 hours. We're about 2 days away. What's in the box? We're all going to find out together Friday down at Calhoun's on the River for the big Halloween special as we broadcast live all day long, starting at, well, not all day. John and Cody aren't going to be there, conveniently, but Basilio will be for lunch. The lunch crowd, come on out there. William Pattison, he's very excited. It's his first remote on location, and we don't break him in either. It's not like he's doing something at a doctor's office or somewhere where it's nice and quiet and controlled. I was telling CG, I was like, dude, it's going to be a madhouse.
Yeah,
there Friday. I'm just telling you, like, be ready to roll with the punches, because CG's a guy who likes to script out radio shows, like very by the book. We're going to do this, and this segment. And I'm like,
that's not how it's going to go.
It's usually not our style to begin with. We like to have a lot of flexibility and freedom to move around. But Friday is going to be, it's just going to be bananas. There's going to be lots of people in costumes. There's going to be lots of, on location guests that we have to move around. And it's going to be hectic.
Yep. Hopefully,
but it's going to be fun.
Hopefully, no Hep C monkeys.
Hopefully not.
That'd be a tough,
just any kind of
venue
monkeys.
for that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Jump in the river just to avoid them?
I think. Well, no, I think you'd have to have somebody who's brave. Grab that thing by the hind legs and see if you can fling it. Just give it a good.
But they're saying they can swim.
Monkeys can swim.
Fairly certain they can.
Which one of you three is the one picking it up and throwing it out?
Not
if
me.
it goes at the group,
let's get CG so wound up. Just let him do it.
I'd jump in and fling that thing. I mean, I'm married. My dating days are over. Like, I'm more worried about the COVID than the Hep C and the herpes, quite frankly.
Okay.
I don't want any of it, if we're being honest, but tough times call for bravery and tough measures.
It's good to hear at least one of you would be willing to step up.
I got you guys.
I would call it animal control. or the authorities.
Are those like, remember what the kid talked about in Talladega Nights about the spider monkey?
I'll come at you like a spider monkey, old man.
Is that a real thing?
Spider monkeys are a real type of monkey. I think these are probably rhesus monkeys. I think those are the ones they experiment on.
Reese's Pieces?
No, RHESUS, Rhesus.
So, gearing up for the big show on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see you there. Halloween down at the old Calhoun's on the river. Coming up, our old pal Jake Crane and Company, going to stop by. We'll get his thoughts on all these coaching moves going on around the SEC. It's kind of nice not to be involved in it.
I'm 100% certain he will have a gem on this whole Landry thing going on in Louisiana.
Yeah.
He's good with that stuff.
I'm familiar with the, not from there, but I spent a lot of time. My wife's family is from there, so I spent a lot of time, mostly in Upper Louisiana, in Shreveport, that kind of thing. But the lower down the boot you go, the more interesting, the more corrupt everything gets.
I never knew till this baseball season what they call Baton Rouge Red Boot.
Well, it was Red Stick.
Yeah.
Is Baton Rouge, but the boot it's shaped like a boot.
Yeah.
But I tell you one of the coolest. I'm not sure what interstate it is, but the interstate that connects Houston and it goes through Lake Charles, Lafayette, all the way to Baton Rouge. And like if you're driving across like the Texas and Louisiana state line, and you're going across there's like a portion of, you ever driven down the causeway to the Florida Keys?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
It's like that, except instead of ocean, it's just swamp.
Yeah.
Is that where they did
and I'm talking about like True Detective,
that's what
trees coming up out of the water, swamp. It's cool.
That's where they filmed it.
I love that drive.
On that stretch or part of that. Yeah, it's something primordial about it.
Did you read that? Every time I want to try to believe in anything Greg McElroy says, then he goes and
just when,
yeah,
it's like the opposite of the Dumb and Dumber. Just when I thought you were okay, you go off and spoil it
again.
What'd he say?
He's picking Oklahoma to win in a shootout, saying they have fewer. What'd he say? Something like fewer gaps.
I don't think it's a ridiculous take.
No, but
some gaps in your
head. Wow.
I don't like McElroy.
It's unfortunate.
I never liked McElroy.
Roll down Tide.
I've not been.
Are there any Alabama players that you do like, Bear?
Derrick Henry.
If you saw or heard video of him popping off about Alabama, I imagine he'd be on your poop list pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would as well.
Is he calling the game, McElroy?
No.
Who's the crew? Do we know?
Fowler and Herb Street.
Yeah, we got the A-team.
The A-team.
I mean, as much as I don't like him, I would almost rather listen to that crew than to listen to Fowler and Herb Street.
I mean, well, Sean McDonough's just better than Fowler at football.
Fowler's annoying.
Where are they doing game day? Anybody know?
I have no clue.
I would imagine Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
For the cocktail party.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or, well, they never go to Big Ten country anymore now because of the Fox, right?
Yeah. It's very rare.
Penn State, Ohio State, like they booked that like a week or two in advance. So I don't think they would do that.
Would they be at Texas Vandy?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
They did Vandy last week.
Yeah,
That's true.
and
They wouldn't do
Texas has just been such a nothing burger. I don't know.
I was listening to the boys this morning, and I didn't realize this. You realize this is their first true we're not counting the FCS games. This is their first true home game, Texas.
Oh.
Like conference home game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know they've been on the road.
3 in a row.
They've been on the road
with an
for
off
like
week
a
in there.
month. Yeah.
But yeah, because they played Ohio State on the road, and then
Quick timeout. Stay with us. Jake Crane of Crane & Company coming up on many of these Fan Run affiliates. We'll get his thoughts on the Vols and Sooners when we continue next here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive. Streaming worldwide at fanrunradio.com and on the free Fan Run app. This is Big Orange Country's sports talk radio superstation. Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
What kind of day is it? It's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. Come on, grab a pack. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavor. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Knoxville, get ready. The big sports show is coming. Saturday, November 8th at the World Exposition Hall. Meet your favorite sports stars. Hall of Famer Earl Campbell, baseball greats Wade Boggs, Dwight Gooden, and Jose Canseco, plus UT legends Shamiqua Holtzclaw, Carl Pickens, and many more. Autographs, photos, and memories you'll never forget, all in one huge day. Tickets on sale. Get yours now at bigsportshow.com. That's bigsportshow.com. The Big Sports Show, Saturday, November 8th, Knoxville. Don't miss it.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Are you a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal? Are you concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency? You know the Griffin Law Firm is your trusted ally in military legal matters. But did you know they also specialize in civilian federal employment law? If you're a federal employee facing workplace challenges like suspension or removal, if you're concerned about your security clearance with any federal agency, the DOE, FBI, FCC, or DOD, you might not know it, but you do have legal recourse. The Griffin Law Firm specializes in federal employment law, military law, and security defense law. VFL Marshall Griffin and his experienced team are ready to make your problem their problem, no matter which federal agency you work for. Don't face federal employment issues alone. Remember, remain silent, request counsel, call Griffin Law, 888-707-4282, online at griffinlawdefense.com.
Welcome to Axle Logistics, where excellence isn't just a goal, it's an energy. As a leading third-party logistics company, Axle is powered by an award-winning culture built on a work hard, play hard mentality. Here, the drive for success is contagious and hard work never goes unnoticed. Whether you're just starting out or looking to level up, Axle Logistics is the place to launch your career. Join us and take your ambition to the stars. To learn more, visit axlelogistics.com.
Got a flat tire? Strange noise under the hood? Don't stress. Roll into Matlock Tire and Auto Service. From oil changes and brake repairs to brand new tires, Matlock's certified techs do it all. Fast, friendly, and fair priced, Matlock is the home of the price match guarantee. Bring in any competitor's ad and Matlock will match the exact same tire for the exact same price. Matlock Tire and Auto Service. 5 locations in East Tennessee. Visit matlocktireservice.com to find the location nearest you and schedule your appointment.
Fan Run Radio, the drive continues. Russell and Bob back with you, and pleased to be joined by our friend Jake Crane from Crane & Company. Hello, Jake. How are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm doing fantastic. Just waiting for another crazy weekend of college football. I mean, this year's been about as out there as we've seen.
Yeah, and now that you got this whole, like, coaches being fired on the weekend thing to add to it, I mean, it's really a week-long event.
Yeah, no, I mean, without a doubt, and it's not just getting fired from, regular programs. I mean, it's LSU, it's Penn State, it's Florida. I'm trying to remember a year where I remember, I think 2021, Florida and LSU were both open at the same time, but we're not even, past a little bit past halfway of the season, and we're already seeing massive coaching openings. So as somebody that's a content creator, it's great for me, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's pandemonium for sure.
The Gators and LSU just sort of tied at the hip with these coaching changes, it would seem.
Yeah, I mean, for lack of a better phrase, it seems like they're on the same cycle.
What is going on, by the way, speaking of all this with the LSU stuff today, Jeff Landry, it's now like this whole swampland justice thing or something going on. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? This thing is just on two wheels now.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. If you heard what he said, number one, that is the most Louisiana sounding person I've ever heard in my life. Like it 100% makes sense. He's the governor. Number two, I mean, if you're Scott Woodward, I mean, that's a tough enemy to have. Like, I don't think you're beating that one. Like, you're at a high level in the state of Louisiana as the athletic director at LSU, but you basically got the governor, for lack of calling you incompetent, saying that you're not going to make this next hire. It's just an insane turn of events. I mean, it's basically like turning into a True Detective episode right in front of our eyes.
Talking with Jake Crade this afternoon here on Fan Run Radio. And Jake, we got a big one in Knoxville Saturday night. Some are calling this a playoff elimination game. A pair of 6-2 teams, Tennessee and Oklahoma, going at it. And it's interesting. We were talking with a guest from out in Oklahoma earlier on the show, and don't get the feeling that either fan base is just brimming with confidence heading into this one. How do you see it playing out?
Well, and to steal a phrase from my co-host David Cohn, it's really a play out game, because even if you were to win this one, when you look at the schedules for the rest of the way for Oklahoma and Tennessee, and we're going under the assumption that 10-2 and the SEC is going to get you in, 9-3 you won't. Whoever loses this one is out, and the other one's still got some work to do. So it's massive in that sense. Obviously, when you look at the grand landscape of everything in college football, and to the point of brimming with confidence, I mean, if you're a Tennessee fan, I don't know how you don't feel about as good as you thought you could possibly feel at this point in the season with Oklahoma coming to your place. I mean, nobody expects the defense to be the steel curtain anymore. We know it's a problem with Tennessee, but you found a way to get yourself to this point, and I think you're catching Oklahoma at one of their weakest points of the season, and kind of, found ways to exploit that defense if you look at the tape from Ole Miss. So I'd feel a lot better if I'm a Tennessee fan as opposed to being an Oklahoma fan right now, because that Oklahoma offensive line could negate a lot of the problems that Tennessee's had in the front seven.
Let me get your take on this one, Jake, from the standpoint of what you just mentioned, because we've talked about it up and down about the notion of if Tennessee could happen to win out and they go 10-2. Yeah. If you're just a betting man at this point, 12-team field, how many SEC teams do you think get in? And the reason I'm asking is because I still think if Notre Dame wins out, they have every reason to believe they're going to be in the field too.
Well, look, I think you're going to get 4 SEC. I think you're going to get 3 Big Ten. I think the biggest point of contention right now, or the biggest unknown, is whether the ACC is going to get 2 or the Big 12 is going to get 2 at the end of the day. Because, again, if you're somebody that's looking for your team to make the playoff, you can't just look within the conference your team is in. You have to look at everything else, and you've got to weigh, all right, what do we know is going to happen versus what could possibly happen. So, if you're a person that's hoping for a 4th SEC team to get in, which I think is going to happen, obviously you're rooting against Notre Dame. You're rooting against Virginia. You're rooting against Georgia Tech. You're rooting against Miami. You want the Big 12 and the ACC to get one team in, and that's the conference championship winner. And if Notre Dame loses, that would really open up 2 spots. But I will say this, and I feel unbelievably confident in saying this. If you're an SEC team or you're a Big Ten team, but mainly SEC, because I think there is a scenario where a 10-2 Big Ten team could get left out. But if you're a 10-2 SEC team, I believe you have a 100% guarantee of making the playoff.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying too. Tennessee goes 10-2. I think we're in.
No, you're in. You're in. The question, I don't think the question is if you're in. I think because, again, in that scenario, you would think that a 10-2 Tennessee would jump a 10-2 Notre Dame because they would have won out with the rest of that schedule. You know, the group of 5 team is going to be the 12 seed. I think the argument doesn't become, does a 10-2 Tennessee make the playoff? It's, can they host a playoff game?
Yeah, that would be the question as we visit with Jake Craig this afternoon here on the show. And Jake, we were talking about the coaching carousel already spinning hard this year. Question that's on everybody's mind in not just the SEC, but across the country. Is this the year Lane Kiffin finally makes the jump out of Oxford? What say you?
Well, you know, as somebody, I don't have any inside information on what Lane is going to do. It's pure speculation and conjecture. But what I would think is, if Ole Miss could come up with a number that's even remotely close. Sorry, I have my 9-month-old right here in my hands. If they can come up with a number that is relatively close to what Florida and LSU could offer, and there's not. And listen, I'll never trust somebody that the first thing they say is, well, I've never made a decision because of the money in my life. That makes me think you've made every decision because of the money in your life. But I think if there's anything that is close from Ole Miss, when you look at what Florida and LSU could offer, I think Lane would stay, because I think people forget Lane's already done the huge job circuit. He was the coach of the Raiders when he was like 12. And then he was at USC, and then he was at Tennessee. So Lane's kind of found the girl that's perfect for him, as opposed to being a young coach that hasn't got an opportunity at a big place yet. So it's all circumstantial. I would think if the money is close, Lane would stay at Ole Miss.
Let's talk about one that hits a little closer to home for you, and it's regarding coaching, and that's Hugh Freeze at Auburn, right? You guys are 4-4. We talked about this the other day.
Well, I mean, they're 4-4. I didn't get to coach them.
Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we wouldn't be 4-4. But anyway,
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. So you got 4 games left. You got Kentucky, at Vandy, Mercer, and then Alabama in the Iron Bowl. So if Auburn goes 2-2 in those games, that means 6-6. Yeah, bowl eligible, but is that going to be enough to keep Hugh Freeze on the Plains?
Well, I don't think so, because in that scenario, if they were to finish 2-2, obviously you beat Mercer, but that would mean that you lost obviously to Alabama at home, and then you either just beat Kentucky and lost to Vandy. I think 7-5 is the only way that he stays. But even in that circumstance, you know, it's got to be the right 7-5, because I think if he loses to Kentucky, they're going to fire him on Sunday. Okay. So he won't get the chance. So if you beat Kentucky, you're 5-4. You got Mercer, that's 6. If you split one of on the road at what looks like a top 10 Vandy team, and then Alabama at home, you're 7-5. Here's what'll happen though, just because I've been an Auburn fan my whole life. I'll tell you what's going to happen. Auburn will win out. Watch. Auburn will win out, and they'll go 8-4, and they'll keep Hugh Freeze, and LSU will hire John Summerall, and Auburn will fire Hugh Freeze around the same time Billy Napier got fired this year, next year. Just remember I said that.
Jake Ray looking into his crystal ball.
We sold our soul for Cam, man. You know what? It was worth it.
He's not giving back that 2010 title. What about?
No, that's ours forever.
I just look at Hugh Freeze, and he just looks miserable. Jake, on the sideline, he doesn't look happy.
Yeah, well, it's hard to look happy when you're losing close games. Like, I get
True.
that. Like, I'm not expecting you to be over there, you know, writing letters to the poor and sick while you're losing to Missouri at home to, you know, stick the knife in even further in the fourth quarter. But what I'll say is it's not that you look upset. It's that you don't look confident. There's like not a swagger about you. So like it's just like in politics, you know, that's why, you know, we need term limits, right? Like it's just, you can't look over there and it look like you feel like I do when the game just got tied. I need you to be a little more optimistic, or at least look a little bit more confident than I do, knowing what's about to happen. So, and look, obviously you've had the cancer diagnosis, and sorry, I didn't mean to laugh while saying that. It's just my daughter is hanging all over me right now. She just figured out drawstrings on the sweatshirt. She thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
Is she strangling you?
Well, to a certain point, but you know, if I'm going to go out, that needs to be the way.
It's all love, right?
But no, it just, the lack of just that dog in you when you look over the sideline, you can't look how I feel. That you can't do that.
So many open jobs. If Freeze happens to get the axe, who you mentioned John Summerall, but who would you want to see get that Auburn job?
Well, I know the top two candidates would be John Summerall and Clark Lee. And look, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we talked about Lane Kiffin's had all these big jobs and done all this. Clark Lee hasn't. This is like his first big opportunity at Vandy, and you see what he's doing with it. I would really like for Auburn to give Clark Lee a look. And but again, you have to measure two things. One, what other jobs are open that would cause a competition? That's tough with Florida, LSU, and Penn State. And then what are the candidates and the cycle like of the coaches that you have? I think it's a good cycle this time around. So can you afford to wait if you didn't fire Hugh Freeze next year, and all of a sudden we got Billy Bob Thornton coaching the team?
What about let me ask you, would you have interest if James Franklin came calling?
I mean, look, I'm just not trying to. I don't want to marry a 6.5 that can kind of cook. You know, I'd rather wait a little longer and marry that 8 that's funny and makes an unbelievable tiramisu. You know,
there you go.
Well, I think there's something to be said for the up and comers. And we mentioned Alex Golish. That's somebody that you know we've got ties.
I love
to here.
Golish is awesome. Golish is awesome.
Well, I just think, Jake, you want a guy who's going to come in there with his hair on fire and just work it. And we've all seen the Hugh Freeze playing golf memes out there, and it sounds like Brian Kelly wasn't exactly burning the midnight oil at Baton Rouge. And I just think that we get addicted to, we want the big name. We want the big name. We want John Gruden or Brian Kelly or someone like that. And sometimes, like, there's something to be said for that young guy who's shown a little something at the group of 5 level, and he will absolutely walk across burning hot coals to take Auburn or LSU or whoever to the next level.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like the old Russian adage, you know, when they were fighting wars on the ground in World War II, just hire a young guy, he'll run right into the machine gun nest. Like it, you know, I get that, but my thing is, at the end of the day, I think regardless of where they've coached, you know, obviously what they look like, you just got to go hire the best guy. Well, where I think people get in trouble is when they start saying, well, you know, like if you're Florida, well, we hired a group of 5 guy, and that didn't work out, so we're never going to hire another group of 5 guy again.
Yeah.
I think you go hire the best guy. I mean, if you're LSU and people that are like, no, I don't want Joe Brady, he doesn't have head coaching experience. Well, you just fired a guy that had more head coaching experience than anybody. Like, so I don't think there's a certain, like, exact recipe of finding that next. You just got to go, whatever your gut tells you is the right guy. I think you got to go hire him. You can't eliminate guys based on things that they can't control and you can't control.
Got to ask you this question from the Auburn fandom perspective, because this guy.
Oh, not again. I thought we were past that.
No, this is, different sport. How about that? And your daughter approves, right? Maybe not.
Yeah, well, she saw him make a Final Four, and she's watched Auburn do nothing but be terrible in football. So I don't blame her.
So let's talk about basketball. I don't think we've talked about this since this all went down with Bruce Pearl announcing his retirement and son Steven taking over. You know, we in Knoxville know that crew very well. How's that being received, do you think, in Auburn Nation?
Dude, Bruce Pearl could become the Joker and come to Auburn and nobody would be upset.
Yeah.
Like that's what I try and tell people, like, regardless of how this thing with Stephen Pearl goes, we made the Final Four twice while I was alive. Like, if you grew up during the Auburn basketball before that, like, at this point, it's free money. It's icing on the cake. It's, I won the lottery, but hey, I just hit a scratch off at a gas station. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do think, number one, Bruce earned the right to name his successor. And, you know, Steven, at the end of the day, does have a lot of really, really good experience. Steven does understand how this league works. He understands how the recruiting works. And it's not like Bruce is just disappearing into, like, going to Hogwarts or something. We're never going to see him again. I think it's the right move. I think Bruce has earned it. And I wouldn't be shocked at all. And if you look at Auburn's roster, I mean, I watched them play the other night at Ballin and Boutwell, and it's an exhibition game, so you play everybody. But we got to Hodback. I mean, we got some guys that can absolutely cook. And Keyshawn Murphy's fine after what we thought was going to be a worse injury than it was. I feel good about Auburn basketball, but at the end of the day, I watched us go from Simeon Bowers playing point guard to making the Final Four twice, so I'm good.
Oh, man, I remember those days when they had the Beard Eves Coliseum, that big curtain behind the stands, and Cliff Ellis coaching the team.
It looked like what Stalin used to give speeches at.
I mean, those the Lebo Barbie years were rough. Right?
Oh yeah, no, that was us wandering in the desert for 40 years, and then guess what? We found it.
Yeah, that was Derek Dooley to Butch Jones to Jeremy Pruitt.
But pun for Bruce Pearl intended.
Yeah.
Hey Jake, great stuff, my man. Really appreciate the time. Thanks for dropping on.
Dude, anytime. And look, you beat Oklahoma. Boy, can you imagine a Tennessee-Vandy game at Tennessee when they're both 9-2? That would be insane.
I mean, we talked about a play-in game or a play-out game, as you called it. I mean, that's kind of what that's setting up.
Let me ask you this. Are any Tennessee fans happy for Vandy, or is it just all hate?
Hell no.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure. I got to test y'all every now and then. All right. That's good.
Are you happy when your little brother walks in with a 10 on her arm too? I mean, it's like you're kind of happy for him, but you're also
I
like,
mean, I don't know if you've met my little brother, but no.
Yeah.
Are you ever happy for Alabama as an Auburn fan?
Look, Auburn hasn't sent me a check yet. I'm just trying to get views and make money so I can take this little girl to go do what she wants and get her whatever she wants.
Well said. All right, Jake. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Jake.
All right. Y'all be good.
Jake Crane and Company on the phone line there. And
funny guy.
I remember those Auburn wastelands
They
of
were
basketball.
bad.
They had that one, Chris Porter, when I was in school, they had
Chris
that one
Porter.
team.
They played here in the Sweet 16, right? Knoxville hosted the regional. It was Ohio State, St. John's,
Duke. There were two. That was the second one when Ohio State had Michael Redd and Scooney Penn.
Scooney Penn. It was Auburn, St. John's, Ohio State, and Maryland, Stevie Francis. That was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was it when we had the Sweets in, when it was Conzo was here with
94. I wasn't here yet, but I remember watching those. Yeah.
Was Ohio State in that one too, or were they just?
No, that one was Marquette, Duke, Kansas, and Purdue.
The memory on this guy. A steel trap.
Conzo went off in that game.
The big dog.
Him and the big dog did.
Yeah, but then the Duke game, man, Grant Hill prevailed.
That's Grant Hill, dude.
Yep.
I hate Duke, but it's Grant Hill.
I loved when they had those regionals on the campuses like that. God, it was great.
Well, they had, Kentucky got to host the round of 64 and 32. The thing I'd heard, and bring this up from time to time, and somebody who worked in athletics over there was telling me that this was 10 years ago. They can't Tennessee can't host because they didn't have enough room in the arena as far as like media space and stuff like that. Maybe that's changed now since it's been built out a little bit more. But then B, like you also had to have a certain number of hotel rooms in the city, which we didn't have at the time. But I feel like we've added a lot of hotels the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun when Thompson Bowling hosted Sweet 16s in the 90s.
I mean, I had no stake in it other than I loved basketball to go to that last one they had, but God, it was great. And yeah, Chris Porter, that's all I can remember is that big fro.
Oh, man, he was bouncy.
He was good.
He was bouncy. Stevie Francis was bouncy. I mean, there were players. Ron Artest was playing for St. John's back then.
Meta World Peace.
Yep.
Quick timeout. The shocking conclusion of the drive coming up. Speak now, forever hold your peace. 865-966-3435 if you want to chime in. Back to wrap things up right after this.
The Drive. Can't get enough Fan Run Radio? Download the free Fan Run app and take the best Tennessee sports conversations with you wherever you go.
Join Fan Run Radio for a super spooky Halloween party at Calhoun's on the River this Friday starting at 11 a.m. Tony Basilio will be broadcasting live from the deck from 11 to 1, followed by William Pattison and the Playbook from 1 to 3, and The Drive from 3 to 6. Stop by for lunch or dinner and sign up for the Fan Run Box. which we'll be giving away at 6 p.m. live on the air. It's the Dark Mode Can't Miss Halloween special that'll have you more scared than John Mateer trying to get away from Josh Josephs in front of 100,000. Halloween, live from the iconic Calhoun's on the River this Friday. Be there.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
This football season, crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Co-owned by the Kelsey brothers and brewed right here in the Volunteer State, Garage Beer is perfect for fall fire pits and Tennessee tailgates. So pick up a 12-pack today of the official beer of Football Fridays on Fan Run Radio. Garage Beer, 100% beer-flavored beer.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronaknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor, but we've helped so many guys in here just like you. Even if pills have failed, our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220 or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronaknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Bankruptcy, divorce, personal injury. These are just some of the curveballs life can throw at you. Fortunately, East Tennessee has someone to help you work through these problems and recover. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens. If you're in need of legal advice, call today to set up a free, no-obligation consultation. 865-801-9250. As always, the phone call is free, the advice is free, so what do you have to lose? Call 865-801-9250 or go online to jrglawtn.com. That's jrglawtn.com. The law offices of Jerry R. Givens.
Wednesday afternoon edition of the show. Yeah, we were just talking during the break there about what Jake said, Bruce Pearl retiring with 2 Final Fours, and nobody at Auburn is going to put up any sort of a fight towards him shoehorning his son into that position. Would we feel the same way if Barnes stays here for another 5 years and goes to the Final Four twice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we talk about, would Danny White allow him, to retire right before a season and install Justin Gainey or whoever happens to be his right-hand man at the time as head coach? And it doesn't seem like the fans would want that at all. If he had that kind of success to close it out, would that change it for you? Would you be like, he took us to 2 Final Fours. That's what we wanted. And he did it twice.
Yeah.
I guess man gets to do what he wants.
I don't know how everybody would react.
I was thinking about that. Last week he was on our show, and Coach went to bat for Danny White, and all's well that ends well. Like I said, that's all worked out. I was sitting at that exhibition on Sunday night, and I was thinking, man, Barnes has got it dialed in. in terms of that environment. You know, it sounds like he gets left alone. He is, and so it makes me wonder if he's. What I'm getting to is he laying the groundwork for when he leaves, that he wants to have a say in who replaces him.
I think so, because there is a mutual admiration society between Danny White and Rick Barnes playing out publicly right now.
Yep.
From an athletics director who said that he doesn't have close relationships with his coaches last year. He said that publicly. So I don't know. Maybe that was just Tony Vitello. Let's get Jamie in here. Jamie, you're on the drive. It's Fan Run Radio.
Hey, fellas, listening to some of these schools firing their coaches, like Penn State after what they go 11-2 last year, or 12-3 or something like that. And does it make you rethink about how long we waited to blow out some of these bums?
No, but I'm sure it does you. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Me and a buddy of mine were talking at work today, Russ, about how this NIL has certainly changed the landscape of college football, with Texas Tech being as good as they are because of their money, and Florida not being as good of a job as they used to be because they don't have it. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, man. The Florida thing is interesting because it kind of feels like they've been pushed to the back burner right now. And maybe it's just recency bias because the LSU thing was so sudden and dramatic last weekend. But, you know, I see all these pundits and saying like, oh, LSU is undeniably a better job. It's the best job out there and so much better than Florida. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it sort of depends on who the coach is. You know, we talk about Kiffin a lot and being a fit and all this stuff. And Louisiana is a very unique play. Like, there's never been a better fit for Louisiana than Ed Orgeron, obviously. And there's probably never going to be a worse one than Brian Kelly. But I don't know how Kiffin fits into the whole Louisiana culture that you really have to embrace to be down there in an authentic way. I see him being more of a fit at Florida, quite frankly, just because he's like he's like a little Spurrier out there, right down to the visor.
Mm-hmm. And the attitude.
Yep.
And the brash. Yeah.
And the tan and everything. He's a Florida guy.
Yeah.
You know, Jamie,
I'd be afraid. Go ahead, Bob.
No, I was just going to say one of the things I think you were getting at, and I think about how it overlays with college basketball, is like, who would think now that like one of the more attractive coaching jobs in college basketball is at BYU, and it's because they have so much money, you know, and you can compete now. You know, it's kind of like that Texas Tech thing you were referring to.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get a grip on it, Bob. I'm like, who we were talking about today. Like, I guess if we were to reshuffle the deck based on NIL, you'd have to put the Texas schools up there first because of all the oil money. And then after that, I don't even know where, you know, I wouldn't even know what the next, you know, richest schools are. So I assume some of the West Coast schools, maybe Oregon. And then, you know, as far as moving some of the guys that were at the bottom up, we were just talking about Florida. Some of the guys that used to be on the top getting moved down, like Florida State. It's just what a weird time. I for one really hope we get this under control, because I don't want to see us end up like Florida and being fourth or fifth to the table whenever coaches come, whenever it comes, you know, coach hiring time. And I don't suspect we're going to be doing that anytime soon unless somebody comes and plucks our guy. But I always enjoyed, you know, I didn't like that we ended up reaching down a few times, but I like the idea that we could reach up if we wanted to. But anyway, guys, on the way out, I just want to say I've kind of softened on my, you know, y'all having JG out there Friday. He's a VFL. He wore the orange. Maybe just make a little suggestion. Maybe you should get Nico out there next. Hang in there.
Wow. Jamie's got jokes, huh? Let's go to the Fan Run breaking news desk here. See if we can sneak this one in. End of the day, before the end of the show. A beloved UT mascot, Smokey 10, has been diagnosed with cancer, according to a release from the Institute of Agriculture.
Is this one that had the anxiety issues?
I would assume it's the current Smokey. He just wasn't built for this.
No, I'm pretty sure this guy was retired. This is the retired one.
This one was retired.
Oh.
This is the last one.
Oh. It shouldn't make me feel worse, but it does.
We loved that.
Because the current Smokey is just...
This is the one that Cole Cuba hung out with every time he was here.
Is it Smokey 11, the one that's out there now then?
Mm-hmm. Smokey 10 was the man.
Smokey 11's had some issues.
Smokey 10 could at least fulfill his duties.
Yes. Well, Smokey 10 had Riz.
Whatever Smokey we're on right now, I mean, this guy's just...
He's a basket case. I'd forgotten how big those dogs are until we saw that one at last time we were at Calhoun's on the river.
It's their paws, right?
They're just big dogs.
Yeah.
Had his biannual appointment with the vet, which included routine diagnostic imaging. A small mass was discovered on his kidney.
Hate that. Hate it.
So they put him down. Or they're gonna try and save him?
Can you do a kidney transplant for a dog?
Well, you just take. I'm sure he's got two, doesn't he?
I don't know. Do dogs have two?
I don't know. Walker?
I don't know. I don't know.
I have no idea. Oh,
yeah, it's never stopped a drive before. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say it. Sure. I think the thing's got two kidneys, Russ.
Here we go.
At home, Smokey 10 continues to enjoy his time playing with his two boys, including Smokey 11, and eating his favorite salmon treats, according to the university.
Maybe he ought to talk to his son there.
I didn't know.
Work with him a little bit.
I didn't know Smokey 10 and 11 were related. I thought they just
It's his son.
I thought they just got a new Smokey. I didn't know they were from the same.
trace these things back.
Oh,
It's
wow.
the same.
Didn't know that.
It's the bloodline.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
I
is
didn't know
this
it was
becoming?
bloodline.
Well, we've talked about this before. Is this becoming like a British royal family type thing where the copy of the copy of the copy sometimes isn't as
higher incidence of cancer and stupidity?
Well, if we have this Smokey can't handle being at the game, can't run through the tree, can't be around. I mean, like, what's this Smokey's son going to be like?
I'm sure that the
remember that movie
folks,
Multiplicity with Michael Keaton?
I loved
where it got to like the fourth one, it was just like,
yeah.
I mean, Smokey 15's going to be sitting there just drooling a pile of like right into his water bowl.
Is Michael Keaton one of the more underrated comedic actors of all time?
It's your boy, Bob.
Yes, I think you're right. I like Michael Keaton.
He's an incredible actor.
Not very nice to me when I met him, but that's all right. But
oh, I need to hear that.
What'd you
story
do?
A different time.
I just said hello. I'm a big fan, and he kind of said not so many words. Get away.
Oh,
from
you got
me.
big bro.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that was right off the heels of the first Batman movie. He was feeling himself.
sure.
He told Bob to step off.
Yeah, but no, I'm a fan. I do think he's good.
Did he tell you never rub another man's rhubarb?
No.
No, the Joker said that. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, you wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
You ever dance with the devil in a pale moonlight?
That's a good line.
By the way, shout out to listeners and Walker. Everybody came to us with the College Game Day location this weekend. Salt Lake City, Utah. Cincinnati, Utah.
Good about that Cincinnati quarterback.
Sorsby.
It's a good one.
You know where his parents live.
Nice late game, by the way. 10:30 game.
Oh yeah,
on Saturday night. You guys will be watching it while
Suppose that kid's parents live here in Knoxville, and he's looking to hit the portal.
Sorsby's? Nice.
Rumors on the nets.
Do we have Nico at night back this week?
Good question.
That's what I like.
Look at the schedule tomorrow.
Nico hate watch. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bear. Thank you, Walker. We'll do it again tomorrow, 3 to 6, right here on Fan Run Radio.
The Drive.
Hi, I'm Bo Cregner with the Cregner Group at Realty Executives. You know, the real estate market, like all other markets impacted by the economy, is changing all the time. And it's never been more important to be personally represented by a trusted real estate specialist. I can't emphasize enough how important it is when selling or buying to be individually represented. Call me today for a free consultation. My number is 865-742-1.